Hi everyone, it's Calvin from the future, and just before we start this incredible story quest, I wanted to just say that in this video there will be lots of conversations and talks and moments that center around someone taking their own lives. Now, some of you might already know this, or some of you might remember this. Of course you would. If you've watched Genshin before, or you've played Genshin before, you definitely know this. But just for the people that might have forgot, and if this is something that upsets them, 100% always protect yourself, and you can always come back for the next episode as well. I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for coming on this journey, but I just thought I'd let people know. Hello, baby gangsters. This is Calvin, also known as Wormer, and this is my first ever playthrough of Genshin Impact, and we are about to do the Nervalet story quest. This is going to be exciting because we just did the Risley story quest as well, which was also very, very dark, was very interesting, but usually with these story quests you get so in depth with the characters. I'm very excited to see where this goes. The team we're using today is a team I'm still trying to get, like, you know, fairly good with, at least like trying to, like, you know, use more, because obviously, like, you know, being good and having fun are two different things for me, I think. But this is it: Nahida, Kaveh, Xingqiu, Barbara. So that's kind of the team we're using right now, and it's fun. It's fairly fun. Let's go see Nervalet. It's always like a very, like, daunting walk to his office, right? Like, I don't know if that's the same for you guys. For me, I'm always just like, oh god, like, because again, we know he has such a presence. And you see him there with a, oh my god, okay, let's go, let's go, let's go. Here we go, here we go.
Wait, did I hear that right? Monsieur Nervalet, are you sure you'd like to take over the case yourself?
Oh, okay, there's some case going on.
That's right.
No, but why? Technically speaking, cases like this are better left to the guards.
I wonder, okay, we're gonna find out, obviously.
Sabine! Hey there! What are you two talking about? Traveler in Paimon, please help me talk our Chief Justice out of this. He wants to investigate a case on his
What
own.
kind of case, though? That's the thing.
No, this is completely unprecedented. How can we have the Udex acting like a private detective?
I can introduce you to some amazing detectives. Have you heard of someone named Talishard? Verda?
I trust that you'd be able to work
Heizo.
out with how well connected you are, but I must apologize. I do not plan on relying on anyone else's help.
Paimon. Sorry, I'm just naming all the good detectives. But yeah, he's like, maybe this is personal.
So, what is it exactly? It sure sounds serious if it's something you've got to investigate personally.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it has to be something big or personal.
A nosy named Kiara received a threat letter.
Oh.
And then?
That is all the information I have acquired at this stage.
Right, okay. And we know, like, the appreciation that they have for Nervalet, and it obviously is going to go both ways in this situation.
Huh? I have no idea why you're so hung up over this. I've checked the schedule in advance, and it seems like there aren't any trials today. So, if you insist, I have no objections.
So interesting.
Thank you for understanding. I will leave a note explaining my absence on my desk. I would appreciate it if you could take it to Lady Farina.
Yeah, I love the way they added that, like, take it to Lady Farina, because they're like, you know, Genshin does this even though they don't have to, but it's because, like, you know, because people will be like, oh, what's going to happen if he's absent for a day? Like, you know, they answer all those questions, and they like plugging up all those, like, little, like plot contrivances that people might have. You know, what's everyone else going to do if he's doing this instead of his usual job? And it's like, yeah, it's because I know his job is doing the trial, but investigation is not really his, like, job. You know what I mean?
She may have no interest in official affairs, but standard procedure dictates that I'm still responsible for reporting.
I love
to
that.
her.
I love that they're adding that to this story, that element.
Understood. I'll come back later and deliver the note to her.
Little skip off as well.
Judging from Sadine's reaction, it must be pretty rare for you to investigate stuff personally. What's so special about this case?
I cannot tell you just yet, but it reminded me of certain past
Oh
events.
no, that's always, like, very worrying, isn't it?
There could be complicated conflicts of interest behind all this, so I must eliminate all risks in advance.
Conflicts of interest?
Come on, stop being so secretive. We still have no idea what's going on.
It is not my intention to keep you in the dark, but I need some time to revisit those memories and collect my thoughts. Long story short, A little more than 400 years ago, I became the Iudex of
400
Vautrin and
years.
initiated a series of institutional reforms. There were few people I could trust, but I had two subordinates who were exceptionally trustworthy and capable. Carole, a Melusine, and Vautrin, leader of the Special Security and Surveillance
Right,
Patrol.
okay.
They must have been amazing people to receive such high praise
Yeah.
from you.
Yeah, for sure.
Indeed. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to protect them.
Oh no. Oh no, no, no.
The reforms damaged the interests of some, and the more conservative faction took advantage of Carole's identity to instigate political unrest.
Stop.
Ultimately, they wanted me to yield more of my power. The incident resulted in Carole taking her own life,
What?
and Vautrin being exiled. From then on, I've been especially careful when dealing with
That is
cases
so
related to
horrible.
Melusines.
Seems like using Melusines against you. That's so
All
horrible.
Melusines used to live a secluded life away from human society.
Right.
I granted their wishes when some of them, including Carole, asked me to bring them to the court of
So
Fontaine.
Nervalet is responsible for bringing the Melusines to Fontaine?
Many common folk believe that I share a special bond with the Melusines, and whatever they do can be traced back to me.
Yeah, okay.
Some of them, especially those who hold a grudge against me, exploit that belief and stir up conflict over Melusines in an attempt to lay the blame on me.
That's such a dirty tactic. But that's, like, this is already so crazy, like sad.
I have nothing against the opinions of others, but the moment a whirlpool of conspiracy forms, it inevitably affects the innocent.
So freaking true, man. So freaking true. Why are they freaking lying? Like, you know, there's, and again, like, it's so prejudiced against it as well, like, to use, like, the Melusines in this way, too.
It has already happened once, and I want to make sure it does not
This is,
happen
so this is
again.
personal. This is very personal.
Even so, why do you have to be the one investigating? There's the guards, the Maréchaussée Phantom, and the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol. Aren't they more than enough to figure out what's going on?
Based on prior experience, there is a high chance that those who hold hostility towards me do not belong to the same
Oh,
department.
okay, Nervalet. Makes
The
sense.
political system of Fontaine is relatively complex and involves the interests of multiple different factions.
Very interesting. Okay.
However, since I am technically an outsider in Fontaine, a lot of trouble could be avoided if I personally took on the case.
Outsider? But aren't you the Chief Justice of Fontaine? Why would you be an outsider?
So he still considers himself an
I
outsider?
understand where you are coming from, but there is not necessarily a connection between my responsibilities and how I perceive myself.
Okay.
You know very well about my true identity.
Yes.
And have even met others of my kind in other nations.
The Hydro Dragon Sovereign.
Even though I was born with a human form, there is a fundamental difference between dragons and humans.
Sure.
Taking on the role of Chief Justice does not make me a part of this community. In fact, the status I was granted has prevented me from forming deeper bonds with others.
I suppose, yeah, you know, you don't want to get too personal with people as well, right? To have a bias. Like, he's the one person who can't have a bias, but, like, when it comes to Melusines, I like, how could you not? It's very clear he has a connection.
I have lived in Fontaine for a long time, but I do not belong here. That is why I call myself an outsider.
If you put it that way, we're also
Fish
outsiders
out
of
of
Fontaine. Sorry for interrupting you there as well. I didn't mean to say the fish out of water was the last line there, guys. I feel terrible because it's actually a great line, especially in Fontaine. We're also outsiders of Fontaine.
Yeah, we have nothing to do with all those organizations anyway. So how about we come with you on your investigation?
There you go. Yeah.
Let's team up and round up all the bad guys lurking in the dark.
Yeah.
That does not sound like a bad idea. I rarely investigate cases on my own, but with professionals like you around, I'm sure it will go a lot smoother.
Yeah.
Paimon's starting to get a little embarrassed. Just leave it to us.
I will write my note of absence right away. Let us depart together once
That's
I'm
awesome.
done.
And a very, like, you know, and Paimon, like, the way Paimon said it, it's like, it's actually very, like, reasonable, right? It's like,
Let us
hey,
go.
we're also
We should
outsiders.
visit Kiara first and try to gain a better understanding of the situation.
Yes. Like, the way I love the way Paimon explained it. It's like, hey, like, you know,
So
we're also
Navia
outsiders.
feels like he doesn't truly belong here in Fontaine, but Is that really true?
I guess we're gonna find out more about it as we're going along. But like, yeah, like I said, like it really is like just such a smart thing for Paimon to say as well. And I feel like as well, the reason why we've been so good at investigating in Fontaine for a lot of people is because we are outsiders. We don't have a bias against anyone. We don't have this feeling of like, why we love characters already here in Fontaine. And people will say, well, like, you know, Calvin, you definitely have a bias towards Lynn or Lynette or characters that 100%. But I mean, as characters, when we go into this world, our character very much is, you know, seeing everything with like new, fresh eyes, just like we do as well as we go into new worlds. Obviously, we do have like connections to characters we own sometimes too in our
Feels like he
team.
has a kind of skewed perspective on a lot of things. Anyway, let's catch up with him first.
Yeah, I mean, an interesting character, a super interesting character. Remains of the of the past day.
Paimon's been thinking. You called yourself a fish out of water, right? But since you're the Hydro Dragon, would a dragon out of water suit you
Okay, true.
Thank you for your suggestion. I will consider using the more accurate term in private occasions. Please allow me to rephrase. Has a dragon out
better? That sounds kind of weird. Let's stick with the previous version instead.
I kind of do appreciate, because like if there's anyone who could appreciate Paimon more than most, I think Nervalette is definitely someone who could do that. In my opinion, I think Nervalette is probably like, you know, like how could he not, like, you know, another little creature. I shouldn't even call Paimon a creature, but like, you know, I'm also a creature. I'm a blonde creature. She's a silver creature. We're all creatures. Because to me, like, when I talk about Paimon, you guys know, I always say person. Because, like, to me, like, it's not, like, not that, like, calling anyone, like, you know, a Melusine or, like, an Ardar is, like, ever demoralizing in any way. But, like, I think I just always, like, default to person because you just, you know, we don't know who Paimon is. We don't know what Paimon is. I do know Paimon is Paimon, and Paimon might as well be an angel. That's the way I see it. Fontaine is so pretty, man. It's so, so pretty. One of the prettiest places I've ever seen in my life. Were they looking on at us?
Today.
Some way.
Kiara.
No way.
Monsieur Neuvillette! And you are?
And they have the bangs and the bob.
Oh, I remember. You're the Traveler and Paimon. I've heard about you. Aw, she's adorable. Hey there, it's nice to meet you.
Paimon.
Thanks for the compliment. Is
That's
there
nice,
anything
okay.
I can do for you?
Taking it as the compliment.
I heard from Sidine that you received
Yeah,
a
like,
threatening letter.
I knew it was a Melusine all along that got the threatening letter, but when you see the Melusine, it's like, who sent you a letter of threat? Whoever did that's gonna die. I swear to God.
Letter. Oh, right. I remember now.
You forgot?
The letter fell through the crack in my door as I was heading out this morning. It said something about catching me, so I thought someone wanted to play hide and seek.
Oh no, Kiara.
But Sidine told me it was a threatening letter, and that I could be in danger. But that's not gonna happen with everyone looking after me.
Kiara, you're a sweetheart. Oh my God.
Have you run into any suspicious-looking people recently?
Suspicious-looking people? What counts as suspicious?
Someone who always strikes up a conversation with you is probably a good way to look at it. Like someone who's always talking to you. Randomly.
Did you think of something? Nope. I don't remember meeting anyone like that.
Okay, that's okay. That's okay. You know?
Do you still have the letter with you? I want you to show me what it says.
By the way, Nervalette, like, out in the streets is such an interesting look, right? It's like, even when Nervalette was even in, like, the Fortress of Meripede, it was, like, it felt, like, so interesting just to see the contrast. Like, it feels like it's such an amazing character design, all this stuff, but, like, for some reason, it always feels weird when you don't see them in, like, an official sense, you know? Even though this is official, like, an official job.
Oh, let's see.
Poor Kiara. I'm gonna kill whoever did this.
Now then, get lost. If you don't leave the Maréchaussée Phantom, I will come and catch you in person. Don't say I didn't warn you.
What the hell?
A simple threat. Neither the handwriting nor the content itself reveals anything about the writer's intentions.
Are they concealing their identity on purpose?
We can't rule out that possibility. Since you can't think of anyone suspicious, I will be heading back to the Palais Mermonia to review some official documents.
Man.
Kiara, you should come with us. It's safer if you stay close by.
Sure. Wait, no. I still have a case to work on. I promised Alof that I'd check on her place later.
But you are being watched right now. Going off on your own could be dangerous.
Concern in his voice as well.
And that's where we come in to help. We'll stay with Kiara and
Yeah,
make sure she's
yeah.
safe.
But the camera there taking a picture of us, by the way, and the two people watching us from the side. I genuinely think that, like, they're trying to say that, like, you know, it could be anyone from any side. But that camera obviously was not right, whoever was taking that picture.
But that's around anyone scheming to hurt Kiara can forget about it.
Yeah. We'll kill him.
Thank you, Traveler. Big Sis Paimon.
Big Sis Paimon!
Don't worry, your big sis Paimon is super strong.
Look at the smile on our face as well. That's so awesome. That's so cool.
All right, let us go our separate ways for now. Please take care of
Oh,
Kiara.
100%. I'm so happy for Paimon.
Place right away. See you around. So, Kiara, how old are you?
Let me think. 1, 2, 10.
Oh my god.
I can't remember.
She is adorable.
But I remember coming to the Court of Vautrin with Carole and Navia. That must have been a long time ago.
Wow.
Carole? Dad Nerval mentioned
Yep.
her just now? That was more than 400 years
Wow,
ago.
Kiara, you've been here a while.
Why not be a big sister to you?
My memory isn't that good. But Carole told me I could address others based on how I feel about
Okay.
them. Paimon feels a lot more grown up than me, so you're a big sis.
Oh my god.
Paimon sees.
Paimon loves this. Paimon's gonna love this.
Hey, Traveler, did you hear that?
I heard it. Oh, but I'm just gonna call out right out. Anyone wants to hurt Kiara, anybody, you will be executed. Full execution. Public execution. Who is that? Get out here right now! Get out of the bushes!
Strange. Paimon felt like someone was following us.
I think it's so sweet that Paimon has someone that's called her big sis as well. Like that's gonna mean so much to her. Kiara, you are a bundle of sweetness.
Kiara, you're here. Huh? Wait, aren't these two?
We're her bodyguards. This is her big sister.
Oh, they're the Traveler and Big Sis Paimon.
Oh my god, Paimon. This is gonna make Paimon's gonna never want to leave Fontaine now.
I thought so. What brings you here?
We're on a secret mission.
All right. Guess I shouldn't.
No, it's okay. I didn't mean to be rude.
May I begin inspecting the store as planned?
Of
A
course.
store inspection
Go ahead.
for the Marsh's Phantom. Oh my god, inspection is literally putting their hand over their eyes. No! Oh, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. It's literally her putting her hands over her eyes.
No hazards detected.
Oh my god.
You've cleared the inspection.
Like that
Looks
helps.
like the criminal from that case last month never set foot in here at all.
Oh my god. This is the greatest day of my life.
That was quick. What were you inspecting?
I took a look around the shop. Novilette says that Osmelazines have special eyes
Yes.
that can see things people can't.
Yes, we learned about this, like the perception that they have is different from other people in the world.
Things like bloodstains. No matter how hard you try to clean them up,
Wow.
we Melazines can see their residual stains for some time. Pretty cool.
Yeah, no, it's very cool.
All right. Now that you're done inspecting, can we have a chat? Hear me out. I'm planning to release an outfit for children next month and wanted to hire you as my model. Is that okay with you?
The pay is good?
Of course. Is there anything I need to do?
Yeah, but we're negotiating your pay. Is the pay good?
Please wait a moment while I take your measurements. This sample should be a perfect fit.
Hey, you gotta pay a deposit if you're gonna be doing that.
Seems like they get along really well. Huh? What are you looking
I
at?
think someone's over there.
Is there really someone watching us? Shh. Let's sneak over and take a
Yeah,
look.
and Kiara should be okay with this person over here. Listen. Okay. I'm not saying that you need to pay her more money than you usually would. But Kiara is the sweetest thing we've ever met in our life, and you need to pay her double. You need to pay Kiara double. Who's over here? Oh, you're the one taking pictures. Okay, now the pictures make sense. Because honestly, Charlotte taking pictures makes me feel way more at ease. And we did see some red in the bushes, so that makes sense. Instantly at ease.
Strange.
Such a clean design, it's great.
Why isn't he
back yet.
Gotcha!
Can you imagine?
Charlotte, what are you doing here? Oh, wait, don't tell Paimon you're the one who sent Kiara
No.
that
No
threatening
way.
letter.
There's no way.
But you don't seem like the type
No.
to...
No, I don't believe that.
Threat letter?
Yep.
What threat letter?
What exactly are you doing? What are you doing here exactly?
This is starting to feel like an interrogation. Okay, I'll be straight with you. I don't know the slightest thing about that threat letter you mentioned. I only wanted to follow Monsieur Nouvelet and request an interview with him.
Makes sense why you were taking pictures then.
You want to interview him?
That's right. I'm not the only one, you know. Interviewing him is every journalist's dream. But it's not an easy task to accomplish. The Palais Mermonia rarely accepts appointment requests from us, and we never have the chance to interrupt when the court's in session.
Which, yeah, I guess makes sense. The monocle's so cool too. It's just a really clean design. It just works so well.
So imagine how surprised I was seeing him out on the streets today. It seemed like you were investigating something too. The perfect opportunity to whip up an exclusive, don't you think?
Yeah.
Of course, I'll make sure to turn in my manuscript to him for review. I have my principles, and I'd never publish an article without the consent of all parties involved.
Of course, I'll make sure. Yeah, I don't think he'd agree. It's better if we keep this secret.
Yeah, we're doing a secret investigation that can't be made public
Yeah.
knowledge.
I see. Well, if you say so.
Wow.
I guess I'll put this matter aside for now. What a shame. Chances like this don't come by
Yeah.
very often, you know.
This is why Charlotte's respected by a lot of people, and no one actually like dislikes Charlotte in turn. Like, you know, because it's so easy to. It would been so easy to make a character who's like a news reporter who everyone dislikes and no one wants to talk to. But in this case, Charlotte is someone that like everyone like is like, no, she does everything in a very respectful way.
In exchange, could you tell me what the threat letter is about?
Oh.
I swear I won't.
I strangely trust Charlotte. Like, I do. Like, I know we don't know them well enough, but like, it seems like from what we've heard, there's no one that talks really bad about them, and they published a really nice thing about Navia as well, right? Like, I don't think we have distrust
Alright,
with
then.
Charlotte. Like, Charlotte's not going to ruin this for us, hopefully. You tell Charlotte about Kiara, the letter Kiara received.
What? Someone's targeting a cute little Melazine?
Yes, Charlotte.
Not so loud.
It just so happens that I did an interview with Kiara. Last month, in fact. It was well received by our readers, so I was planning to continue the series. And now someone's coming after
I love
her.
that people loved reading a freaking thing about a Melazine as well, about Kiara.
I'll ask my colleagues about it. Who knows? We might find something. And don't worry, I know what I'm doing. This secret's safe with
Okay,
me.
well, if you can help out, that'd be fantastic.
But I gotta warn you, even if I keep my lips sealed, others will know eventually.
Why?
People care a great deal about Monsieur Nouvelet's each and every move. Some may have already realized that something was up. Besides, the case involves Melazines, so... Anyway, I'll get going now.
Right, so the connection there.
Watch yourselves, alright?
No, thank you, Charlotte. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Well, that was a nice chat. Let's head back and check on Kiara.
Yeah, we've been keeping. I saw her in the distance. I think she's gonna be okay. I just never thought. Oh, Clorinde? For real?
What do you think? The design looks pretty good, huh?
I think it's great.
Huh. It's very pretty indeed.
Oh my God! What a sick character.
Clorinde, what are you doing here?
I always said like the reason I love the Clorinde's character's design so much is because she looks like a Bloodborne character. She looks like she could like devastate every Bloodborne character.
It seems that you just showed up out of nowhere.
As I passed by the Palais Mermonia, I heard that Nouvelet was investigating a case with you.
So people have already heard about it.
Technically speaking, he and I are under an employer-employee relationship. It didn't feel right to have my employer personally take
Okay,
on
you're
such
way too good at
trivial
your job.
cases.
You're way too good at your job. And honestly, like, I think it makes perfect sense that more people, and what Charlotte said, people are going to start talking about it. Not only is it like the connection with the Melazines and Nouvelet, but also there's going to be the connection like with, the Traveler and Nouvelet and a Melazine are doing investigations. That's like, why are they all together? Of course people are going to talk about it eventually.
I happen to have some time at the moment and came to take a look. I sometimes have my clothes custom made at this boutique, in any case, so we always have a lot to talk about.
That's why no one has that cool hat that you have.
Oh, Nervalite sure is lucky to have someone like you.
Leave this to me. You should go meet up with Nouvelet.
Okay then, we'll leave Kiara in your hands. Come on, let's go find
Yep. I actually like really enjoy seeing Clorinde.
Been recently.
Same as usual. My schedule normally isn't too packed, so I have plenty of time for myself.
Ooh, then shall we go out to play? How about a beach vacation? Like
You went on a
time?
beach vacation together?
I've even signed up as a volunteer lifeguard. I'm really good at swimming, so I'm sure I can help.
That's awesome. That's awesome. They went on a beach vacation together. I'm not too freaking worried. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's one of the things that, like, with those situations where, like, Clorinde is, like, such a tough individual that, like, you know, there's no worry about her being even nearly a part of this investigation. Rivulet, how is everything going? Felt right.
Oh, you're back. Is everything all right?
We ran into Clorinde. She offered to help us protect
Which, like, you know, what a protective person.
That is good to hear.
Yeah.
I trust her abilities. It looks like Kiara is in good hands.
Insane hands. like that's like hitting the jackpot.
We thought so too. Well, did you find any leads?
A Melizian's being protected by the same person that protects the Archon. You know, that's insane.
I've been looking over the case records, specifically inspection reports submitted by Kiara and major cases I've judged over the past decade.
Right?
I've come up with two plans. On one hand, I could start with Kiara and track down the group behind all this step by step. On the other, I could also analyze the conflicting interests of these major cases and confirm my suspicions if there is indeed a mysterious group that bears a grudge against me.
Right. Very, like, I never use the term in real life, but I really feel like it is, like, a situational thing here, but, like, I think Rivulet's, you know, like, face is, like, really, really nice. You know what I mean? I think, like, every angle as well, he, like, has a good, okay, we can't keep acting like this. We can, but right now we're in an investigation.
Pretty solid plans, but can you really finish browsing through all these documents?
I was gonna say face
A lot of
card.
reading even for Paimon.
It is a lot of reading. It is a lot of reading.
Don't worry. I'm a fast reader when it comes to official documents. After all, I have several hundred years of reviewing under my belt.
We'll help you read through them. We have nothing else to do.
So helpful. Paimon's so right. We should help.
Thank you. I will continue looking through the ones piled up on the desk, but feel free to browse through anything else in this room.
No problem. No problem. Thank you so much. About Risley. The defendant Risley has confessed to his crimes and was declared guilty by Iudex Neuvillette. Risley will be exiled to the Fortress of Meripede, where he will be serving his sentence. During the trial, Neuvillette remained silent for a long time. Wow. About the bribery case? There's been a severe bribery scandal with the guards. A special security and surveillance patrol has investigated the case. All suspects involved have been arrested. Suspects have confessed to their crimes. So we know that, like, Neuvillette was the one who put away Risley. We know Risley did, like, eventually rise up through the ranks from going to the Fortress of Meripede. About the Representative Council's proposal? The Representative Council has filed a request to collaborate with the Maréchaussée Phantom on certain public events. Based on research, they believe the Melazines can enhance the popularity of these events. Maréchaussée Phantom has yet to respond to how it has prohibited the Melazines. It has not prohibited the Melazines from participating in such activities. So there was, like, maybe the idea that, like, that the Melazines could, like, improve maybe, like, the appearance of the Maréchaussée Phantom, maybe? The smuggling case was solved by joint forces of guards and the Maréchaussée Phantom. The principal offenders have received judgment based on the severity of their crimes. Please refer to the appendix for the list of names. Okay. That was the Spina de Razula. Callus, boss of the Spina de Razula, was defeated in the duel and died of serious injuries. The defense of his honor has now come to a close. The defendant not raising objections throughout the trial. Iudex Neuvillette reserved judgment in this case if details are still under investigation. It's details. So that was a lot of cases we've heard about before, right? Interesting to see that here.
Have you made any progress?
We skipped through some of them, but there wasn't anything useful. Oh, there's so many documents lying around. Just how many cases have you handled?
I would love to answer that question, but the truth is I've never made a precise calculation myself. If memory serves me right, there should be at least 100,000 cases.
What?
The documents you see are just a small fraction of what's really there.
That's not a. That's like a minuscule, minute 0.00000 100,000 zeros point percent of a freaking fraction, dude. What the hell?
Whoa, that's a lot. Looks like the work of a Chief Justice isn't easy at all.
No, I mean, like, he's like responsible for all justice.
That might be how it seems from another's perspective, but trials and official duties are, to me, simply routine. There are many documents here. Take a break if you are tired.
You're so sweet. Thank you so much.
You read Paimon.
Yeah, Paimon needs a bit of a rest.
All right. Let us take a break then.
Tea? Tea? We have tea? No, just sit on the couch. You okay? Should we talk? Is it awkward? Bit awkward? Bit awkward? It's hard to know what to talk about with the Chief Justice?
Even though resting is a part of taking a break, shouldn't we at least talk about something? All this silence is making Paimon feel really awkward.
Please pardon my lack of consideration. People rarely come to the Palais Mermonia for matters outside of work. To be quite honest, I am not sure what we should
That's
do.
interesting. So he's like, okay, now we're in a more casual setting. Like it's hard to even know, like, because even like when he's having tea with like a dignitary or something like that, that's not casual. That's business, you know? That's actually really interesting.
Would you like to have some drinks, perhaps?
Oh my god.
You must be thirsty after all that work.
Is that one of the like we've heard it before when he's like a bit upset? Remember when he was talking about when we saw Farina walking by, or when he was talking to Navia, there's that kind of shakiness. But the shakiness now is from like kind of like a bit of awkwardness, which is interesting to have from Nouvellette.
Ooh, drinks! Thank you! Paimon wonders what Nouvellette likes to drink. Oh, maybe he's a fan of really fancy wine.
Maybe, but can I say as well, him leaving there was like a very surefire way for a introvert to pass the time a bit, you know, and gather themselves. It's like we need the party's about to start, but we forgot paper cups. I'll go to the shop. What? I'll go get paper cups. It's like, no, you don't have to. I have a car. No, I'll walk all the way there. It's an hour. I'll walk. It's fine. You know, like that kind of way where it's like, I'll take some time. I'll get the drinks. I'll come back, and then maybe I'll be able to, like, you know, talk a bit better with you guys. I don't know. Maybe that's my perception of it.
He seems like the type of person who'd own an entire winery. You know, like Diluc.
I think a Diluc-Nouvellette interaction would be so interesting. My beautiful man, Diluc.
What's inside these glasses? It looks just like water.
An astute observation. It is indeed.
Well done, Paimon. What the hell? Wait, we're just drinking water?
So it's just plain old water?
What did you think it was?
Oh no.
Since you're the Chief Justice and all, Paimon thought you'd prefer something more sophisticated.
Water's pretty sophisticated.
This water is indeed very special. It would not be an overstatement to call it sophisticated.
Yeah?
I believe you've already tried Fanta. In fact, there are many other drink factories in Fontaine, including those that specialize in packaging pure drinking water. Said water is sourced from all across Tevat, including Mondstadt's Cider Lake,
Wow.
Liyue's Chintsa Village, and Inazuma's Konda Village.
What?
Here is one of their latest products. Water from Sumeru's Apam Woods.
Is there any difference?
If I were to comment on their mouthfeel, the waters of Cider Lake warm the heart. The waters of Chintsa Village have a poignant touch, while one might call the waters of Konda Village placid.
Okay, he's on like what's that thing I saw one time? Like I saw someone share it on Twitter one time where it was like the water Reddit, where like there's people who like really enjoy water and they like talk about the different tastes of water and stuff like this.
Distinct differences exist between the waters of each area. You will appreciate their intricacies once you taste them carefully.
Really? Let Paimon try!
Paimon gulped it. Get it, girl. That's your water.
What do you think?
What you think? The closing of the eyes?
Nope. Paimon
Oh,
couldn't taste
Paimon.
any difference at all. Isn't this just
If
normal
Paimon says it's
water?
normal water, it's normal water, okay?
How regrettable. It seems like you still have a long way to go in refining your tastes.
Okay, bro.
Hey, this
Okay.
doesn't have to do with refining our taste. Paimon's pretty sure most ordinary people can't tell the difference. How did you do it anyway?
Yeah, and that's what's so great about Paimon, right? Paimon's like a little bit offended, like, hey, what do you talk about refining my taste? Because Paimon's got great taste, right? But then Paimon's so curious. How did you do it? How did you know the difference?
Oh, could it be because you're the Hydro Dragon?
That could be the case.
We are allowed to bring that up, right? Since no one else is
So
around?
interesting that with just like casual conversation, you're the Hydra Dragon now.
Oh, Paimon's been wanting to ask this for ages. If you're the Hydro Dragon, why would you become Chief Justice in human society? Sorry. Paimon was just curious. You don't have to answer.
There's nothing to hide. I was simply organizing my thoughts. I accepted this position because I wanted to seek out answers to questions that have perplexed me.
Questions? Are there really things you can't figure out?
I suppose nobody's perfect.
Many, in fact. But the one question that puzzles me the most concerns my own existence. In essence, I neither know why I was born in this form, nor do I understand where my long life should take me.
Wow. That's like a big question to hang over your head, right?
I lost many memories from the moment I was born. The primordial sea, for example. I can only vaguely recall its connection to me, but I am unaware of what that connection is exactly.
So interesting. Is there anyone who can answer those questions?
Perhaps the elemental dragons of other nations may have some form of an answer. However, they are scattered across all of Tevat. Abruptly visiting could very well pose an unpredictable risk.
Right, okay.
True. Some of them have very unique personalities, too.
I mean, like, I feel like when someone has like this fantastic power about them in Genshin, they always all come along with like a very interesting personality as well.
I have been holding on to these unanswered questions for a long time. But there is one thing I've discovered along the way. My emotions easily resonate with those of others. Even I don't have the slightest idea what they mean.
So this is from the rain aspect as well, right? He's able to like connect with people and has gigantic empathy for people as well.
My guess would be that there are at least some similarities between humans and myself. By observing their behavior, perhaps I could one day understand the meaning.
We saw
of
this.
my
We saw him
existence.
talking like this before. He was like literally like, "Oh, humans are so interesting. Humans think this way. Humans think that way." I see.
Have you made any progress then?
Perhaps, but I find such progress difficult to describe. As an outsider, chances to engage in meaningful interactions with others are few and far between. That's why I'm quite thankful for this chat.
That's nice.
Such opportunities are rare. Alas, time is limited. We should move on with our investigation.
It's so interesting for someone who wants to find out more about, how humans work and how humans act. Like, this is almost like the perfect job for it in a way, because, like, you're going to see so many emotions throughout a trial. You're going to see how people act in different situations, when they're accused of stuff, when they're embarrassed, when they're fighting for something, when they're angry, when they're sad, when they're happy. You're going to see it so much. But, as he's saying, these opportunities are even more rare because how a human acts like if they're on trial is probably going to be different from how they act in everyday life. And if he doesn't get the chance to always like talk to people in everyday life in this way, it's obviously going to be a little bit different. Just basically like this, if you have a sit down with someone over tea and have like a gossip session about like, like a politician or like a TV show, or you chat about a TV show, or you chat about someone or something like this, that's a totally different conversation to, like a trial.
Are we gonna continue reading these documents? Paimon's getting dizzy
Poor
already.
Paimon.
I wasn't able to find any leads even after browsing through most of the
Most?
documents. But while we were on the topic of water a moment ago, another idea came to me.
Water? Do you mean...
The Fountain of Lucine?
That's right. The Fountain of Lucine is where all of Fontaine's waters converge. It is the vessel of countless memories and emotions. If there really were an organization attempting to use Melusines against me, They should also hold an intense resentment towards me. Perhaps we'll be able to find some new leads by sensing the hydro element within the fountain.
Okay.
Why didn't Paimon think of that? Come on, let's go take a look.
Perhaps we should go. There shouldn't be too many people near the Fountain of Lucine during the evening.
What I love about Nervalet's character as well is that Nervalet is not, to me, a character who is like... Because the thing is, like, I think if you look at them like as a two-dimensional being, right? As a not a real person, which I never like to do in a game. You could look at them and be like, oh, so he's the guy who's very serious and very, very uptight, and he talks like this, and he's always like very serious about his work and all this stuff. But no, what they added to this character is, yes, he's very serious about his work, yes, he's serious about Fontaine, but they also added like different elements, like he's not afraid to like get help off people. He's not afraid to ask people for help. He's asked us to help out with stuff before. He has a lot of love and empathy for people. And he just shows it in different ways. Now, even like a tiny little thing, obviously it relates to be the sovereign dragon or whatever. But like the idea of like a small thing, I always talk about those things all the time, where like how someone eats their eggs.
Body and mind.
How someone eats their eggs is sometimes just as important as their major backstory. That's why, like, if we sat down with Sino, we sat down with Kaveh, and we sat down with Diluc. We sat down with those three characters and we asked them each a question. You know, if you had, oh, it's really pretty out here, isn't it? It's gorgeous. If you had 10 million Mora right now, what would you do with it? You know? Sina's probably like, I'd buy the best card you've ever seen in the TCG game's history. You know? Tanari's probably like, I'll put it towards research and helping out the forest. Making sure that the animals stay healthy. You know, something like that. You know, something like that. And then Diluc's like, I don't really have any need for that. You know? Something like that, you know? Give it back to Mondstadt. And I really feel like you learn something about their characters just by asking that question. Even like other questions like, you know, how do you like your eggs in the morning? And then Sino would be like, you know, I would probably say like, I like mine made by Tanari and scrambled. And Tanari's like, I don't really have time for eggs in the morning. And then like, I'm always just like, you know, get up and go and get into work. And then Diluc is like, I don't know, what would Diluc like? Is that you guys tell me? How would Diluc like his eggs in the morning? That's a good question for you guys. How would you think Diluc would like his eggs in the morning? I know why we're heading over the water. That's crazy. Me walking all the way there. I'm almost there. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Diluc would just eat 2 hard-boiled eggs in his hand. No salt or anything. Just like 2 hard-boiled eggs that are boiled for too long. And just pop them in.
I probably shouldn't disturb them.
Cornel? You Cornel?
I wonder what's going on.
So yeah, people are asking questions about what we're doing here, I'm guessing. Yeah, I think we figured it out. I think Diluc might eat some 2 hard-boiled eggs.
Looks like we got lucky today. There's hardly anyone around.
What should we do next? Oh, Traveler, can you still hear the voices from the fountain?
Should I drink more primordial seawater?
Perhaps leave the investigation to me. I need you to take a few steps
What?
back and keep a safe distance.
What is happening?
A safe distance? Neverland, what exactly are you?
What is he doing?
Oh, it's glowing!
What? Okay. What did he do? What did he do? As the fountain scene lights up, a wave of dizziness, I'd imagine. A wave of dizziness washes over me. Where the hell are we? What just happened? Everything looks different how they are normally. I should continue forward and take a look around. Okay. Sepia tone around here. Black and white, almost like a willow color. Everything's a little different. How they are normally. I should continue forward and take a look around, yeah. Man, this is so interesting. Where are we? Wait, it's not here. It's so different. It must be like in the past. You know, whenever they make us play as like the Traveler, it's a serious moment. There's something happening, you know? Wait. That's Nervalet. And as Melusine. What is happening? This must be the past.
Thank you for
Yes,
bringing us here, Miss
that's
Navia.
Carole. Oh no! This is gonna be heartbreaking, isn't it? This is gonna be heartbreaking.
Court of Fontaine is truly incredible. There's so many things I've never seen or
No, I can't if this is what they're doing.
I understand your excitement, but there's no need to thank me. Although I have responded to your wishes, it was not without personal interest. Melusine's special sight make them especially suited for joining the Maréchaussée Phantom. I'm certain you'll become an indispensable part of Fontaine's detective
Oh, this is
force.
so sweet to me, man. Holy hell.
I know, but I'm really glad.
No
to
wonder
get
they have
help.
no wonder they love this man to death.
Not only can I repay you for your kindness, but also, it feels like my life has become a lot more meaningful.
But a meaningful life also comes with its risks.
It's definitely the safest to just stay in the village, but I want to see the
Sure,
outside world
100%.
nonetheless.
My heart is melting. My heart is literally, not literally. We need to learn the word literally, Calvin. It is if it's literally melting, I gotta get help. Right now, it's melting, and I feel so many things.
In truth, I've never really understood the purpose of my existence, or what I'm capable of
Whoa.
contributing to this world.
What for a phrasing as well, right?
For almost 20 years, we've stayed in our village without finding any answers. That's why we wanted to leave our village and look for the meaning of our existence elsewhere.
And he's trying to find meaning within his own journey as well.
I understand your confusion.
Yeah,
In fact, I feel the same way.
trying to find the reason why. Yeah.
I too came here for an answer to my questions about my own existence.
So that connection to Melusines makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense.
Really? Could you tell us what we should do to fit in as you
Oh, I
did?
don't know if he's gonna have a perfect answer for you.
The truth is, many people threw rocks at us today and told us to go back to
What?
our village. It hurt a lot when they hit me in
No.
the head,
Oh,
and I tried really hard not to cry.
who? That is freaking monster. No, they're not monsters. They're horrible people. I don't like calling people monsters because that just shows that it's like saying humans can't be monsters, or they can't be monsters if the humans can't be horrible. They're just horrible. If I saw someone do that to a Melusine in this game, if the game did not let me throw a rock off their head, and I mean a big rock, I would be upset. I would be upset. F that. Oh my god.
Logically speaking, both time
Oh,
and
my
effort
God,
are
man, that's
essential
so
when different
sad.
species attempt to peacefully coexist. It will be a difficult road ahead, with countless obstacles to overcome.
You know what I would do? I'd grab every one of them through the rock by the hair and say, listen, be nice to them or I will throw you in the water.
Different identities and ways of thinking all contribute to strengthening the barrier between one another. Removing it will be no easy feat.
It's horrible. It's horrible. This isn't a difference of opinion to me, though. This is legitimately people being absolutely evil. That's evil.
There aren't many suggestions I can share, because just like you, I haven't fully integrated into this society. Despite my social status, I am still an outsider.
Yeah, and he's relating to the Melusines in a lot of ways with like how he can't really relate to society. I'm so glad he was there for the Melusines. I've never felt such like anger. I swear to frickin' God. It reminds me of like when with the girls who were taken in the chapter with Navia. In chapter 2.
Oh, I see. Let's all do our best then.
No, you're already doing your best. You shouldn't have to go through that whatsoever.
I'm confident that we'll find the meaning of our existence one day.
And what happened to Carole in the end?
I believe in you, but you shouldn't lose sight of the difficulties ahead. If you run into any trouble, I suggest that you inform Vautrin, the captain of
Oh
the
my
Special
God.
Security and Surveillance Patrol.
I'm so frustrated. I'm so angry. Especially we know where their story ends up.
Huh? Is he the person I met in the Palais
So sad.
Marmonia earlier?
It's so sad. I'm so sad and angry and everything.
Yes? Do you have any concerns?
That stone-faced human. He didn't even bother to look at me when I tried talking
And you
to
tried
him.
talking to him?
It felt like he wasn't interested in anything but work.
He is an earnest man. There will be plenty of opportunities to work together in the future, so please try to...
It sounds like she's trying. It sounds like there's another side here who's not trying, making such an effort to integrate themselves into the world. I swear to freaking God, if I was around at this time, if we were allowed to throw rocks at them, I swear to God, if we were allowed, I would throw a boulder. It would be the end of them. That is so sad. That is so freaking sad, and it makes me so angry. You have evil in your heart if you could ever think to do something like that. Go home. Get out of here. Go home. Yeah, like you own Fontaine. Yeah, you own Fontaine. You singular person, you. You totally own Fontaine. You contribute to it so much, don't you? Carole.
Hello. Can I help with
I swear to God.
Thanks, but no need.
Oh, really? Yep, get to soften your face very quick.
Oh,
Oh, my dear Lord. Oh, my God. I'm like tearing up. I can't do this. I swear to freaking God. I'm just trying to go, they're trying to help. What are you doing, dude? I swear to freaking God. I swear to God.
hello. I'm Carole. A Melusine. Is there anything you need help with?
Please be nice.
Get away from here. I'm calling the
I'll call the guards on you too. Tie all three of you together and throw you into the bushes there. I'm so frustrated. It's so frustrating.
Please, calm down.
You didn't do anything wrong.
Any harm?
You didn't do anything wrong. It's these guys.
Hard to
Oh, hard to say, is it? What have you done? What have you done for the world? Answer.
Yeah, we should probably stay away
Oh,
from these
dear
monsters.
freaking Lord.
Haven't you realized?
No.
Strange incidents have been increasing ever since they came.
Have they? I wonder. Strange incidents. What's a strange incident? You found someone else to blame, is that it? For what humans do in this world, huh? Is that what you found? Easy to explain it away, right? It's someone else coming in, not just your own. Freaking hell.
Why should we trust this species from who
Oh,
knows
shut up.
where anyway? I can't believe Nervilat allowed them into the court of Fontaine.
The
just
way
like
you're
that.
acting, Simone, right? The way you're acting, I need you to understand this, right? And I will stand by this to my dying breath. The way you're acting does not contribute to society, is not good, does not help anybody. In fact, it damages society in all forms. So I'm telling you this now, Simone. I need you to understand this perfectly clear. I'm saying this to you from the past from the present to the past. I need you to understand this. If you left Fontaine tomorrow with your views like this, with all the stuff that you're saying like this, nothing would get worse. Nothing. But if this Melusine left tomorrow, they've already shown how they can contribute. They're already trying to help. They're already being nice to people. Simone, you add nothing to Fontaine. Nothing. I swear, I'm so angry. Oh my God, I'm so angry. I've never been this angry playing a game. I've never been this angry. I'm gonna cry.
Exactly. That so-called Chief Justice even granted them official
Oh really? Yeah, he
positions.
did, didn't he?
Not only that, but they're now responsible for investigating cases as well. I swear, there's some hidden agenda at play.
The hidden agenda is that you're dumb. That's the hidden agenda. The hidden agenda is that you're an idiot.
Go away! Quit acting innocent!
You could do something like act innocent as well, or keep your views to yourself. My heart is pounding.
I won't let you say bad stuff about him.
And look, she's defending Nervalette.
We joined the Mari Chaussee Phantom and solved lots and lots of cases. We've never done anything wrong.
Solving cases? With Nervilet in cahoots
Oh,
with
shut
you.
up.
You could have fabricated it all, and no one would know.
I have like frustrated tears. I'm like, it's not even like sad tears. Like I have tears pouring out of my eyes and it's frustration.
So tell me, how can you guarantee that you Melazines aren't involved in anything that occurred recently?
I can guarantee that you're an awful person. How's that? I can guarantee that I know you're an awful person. How is that even like an accusation, you idiot? Like, you're so dumb. How is that an accusation? How can you guarantee that you weren't involved? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? How can you guarantee in what situation? Name the situation. How can you guarantee you're not involved? What type of accusation is that? Someone stole my purse 4 years ago. How can you be sure it wasn't you? What, you wanted to prove it? Dumb. Idiots.
Didn't I tell you before? Don't go advertising if you're not a good talker.
Vautrin?
Aside from spreading unjustified rumors, if you
Yes!
continue insulting members of
Yes!
the Mare Chaussee Phantom, the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol has every right to subject you to interrogation.
Yes! Beautiful man. Beautiful man.
There have indeed been an increase in cases recently, perhaps due to the shifting currents of conspiracy, and I understand your concern. However, there's been no evidence pointing towards Melazines being involved.
Exactly. Exactly.
Even the captain of the security patrol is on their side. Nervilette's newly reformed police force is already corrupt to the core.
Dumb. Idiots. No, actually, by the way, I don't care the whole thing of like, oh, well, like they're worried about like the changes and stuff that's happening here. Like, yes, there is no evidence. There is nothing linking them to the Melazines. Melazines. I do not care. I do not care. This is just trying to put your hatred somewhere. That means you're a hateful person.
How can two completely different species possibly coexist?
Well, I don't know. You're freaking dumb idiots and you can coexist with the nice people in the world, apparently. Apparently you're allowed to live here. Carole, that's no one should be subjected to that. Nobody.
You heard that?
Yeah. I don't understand. Why won't anyone believe
Because
us?
they're dumb.
There have been rumors saying that you were born from calamity, and that you inherently bring danger to those around
And that's awful to make rumors like that. That is awful. It happens in real life, and it should not happen.
There are countless negative rumors about you floating around in Fontaine. It's near impossible for you to become a part of this society. Best if you give up before it's too late.
Monsieur Nervalette said that we needed to put both.
And look, she appreciates Nervalette so freaking much.
I don't know how long it'll take, but I can at least try making my best effort. I still want to try a little harder. Thank you for bailing me out earlier.
Look, and there's so much appreciation. And you're beautiful, by the way. You're beautiful.
Okay, I won't be taking any more of your time. I painted a lot of flyers last night, so I have to stay and hand them out to everyone.
Give them to me.
You're not.
Oh, no, they're so worried about someone being mean to them.
We'll hand them out together. The faster we get this done,
I can't.
the sooner we can head back.
Frustration, like the sadness, the frustration, the anger that I have towards these people, and then being so nice to Carole as well. And just being appreciative of so many small little things. My blood is boiling. My blood is boiling. I'm not even apologizing. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. But Gallet, if you started throwing rocks at them, then that would sow even more doubt. Well, look, I stand by what I said. If they left Fontaine tomorrow, nothing of value will be lost to Fontaine. Nothing. If Carole left tomorrow, you're losing someone that's incredibly valuable to Fontaine. I have a burning feeling in my stomach right now. Put them as like Let's go. And there's Nervalette now with Carole. This is a lot to take in.
Monsieur Nervalette, what's this?
Medals of Peace, awarded to you and Vautrin.
Why is that making me cry? Why am I like already in tears? Oh,
Thank you for your continued dedication in the past
it's been 5 years.
You've taken one small step forward in helping Melusines gain the trust of humans.
So much.
I think I'll pass.
Hey, don't say that. We wouldn't have made it this far
Yeah.
without you.
And look how amazing Carole is. Sorry, I'm moving my mic a bit, guys.
It won't be long before Melusines begin living peacefully with
On a
the
little
humans.
dance.
Just the thought of it makes me happy.
You're such a sweetheart.
Don't keep your hopes up. We've barely scratched the surface. There's
No.
still a long way to go before that dream of yours comes true.
But you've been helping, though. You've been helping, and like, all she wants to do is be part. Like how is that such a bad request? Anyone who thinks that's a bad request is dumb. They just want to be part of society.
You blockhead. Just ruin the mood.
She's getting comfortable enough to insult him. I love that.
Vautrin brings up a good point.
Blockhead's a great
The
insult.
trust humans have placed in you is still very fragile. Any small incident could undermine the hard work you put in.
And that would be the human's fault.
Please be on your guard for the next few days.
Yes, sir.
Okay, got it.
Be nice. Be nice. Be nice.
Medal of Peace? Peace isn't going to give us back what's rightfully ours.
What's rightfully yours? Tell me. Tell me, Tibert. Tell me.
Are you sure we should do this? We're no match for Neuvillette, even with all our powers combined.
Nah, not gonna happen. As long as he remains in his position, there's no chance he'd take us out personally. There are rules even he must comply with in the political sphere. Unless he wants to become an enemy of Fontaine.
Doing this, whatever you're planning to do, it sounds like you have some plan here to take back what's yours. It sounds like we're not going to like it. I'm guaranteeing you, whatever you're planning, you will be an enemy of Fontaine. Whether you don't like to think it or not, you are an enemy of your country at that stage. If you are seeking to take a different, like, was it like a different species that is trying their best to integrate into society, and if you are taking them and making it less comfortable, even by a percentage, for them to live here, or taking back anything, or taking something from them so they don't feel like they can live here anymore, you are betraying Fontaine. You are officially an enemy of Fontaine. Fontaine is a worse place for having you here.
So quit worrying and just go ahead with it. I've already
The
planned
murder?
out the murder. Once
Yeah,
we lay
no,
the
you're
blame on
awful.
the Melusines as the person who brought them to the court of Fontaine, Neuvillette will be left with no excuse.
I would love to end these people. End them.
Guess you're right.
Ugh. If he just left things the way they were, it never
Oh,
would have
really?
come to this. But he's forced our hand.
Time to teach him a lesson.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. Oh dear lord. He brought some happy individuals that are trying to live their life here who have made society a little bit better. Oh no. God, what are we going to do? They live here in houses now. Oh. What are we gonna do? Whatever can we do? Oh my god, we're stuck. Has it affected me personally? No. But I'm still angry. Shut up, Tibert. Oh my god, I'd love to kill Tibert. Stop!
Melusines can't be trusted. That goes for Neuvillette too.
Oh my freaking god. Leave them alone.
Peaceful coexistence? What a joke.
Oh, it's these
Get
three
out of the
again.
court of Fontaine and don't ever come back.
You have made this worse. You have made it a worse place. You three are part of the problem. You've made it a worse place now. Fontaine is worse for having you here. Leave. How about you leave? Oh dear lord. Oh dear lord. I'm so frustrated. Vautrin.
The results of the investigation are in, Captain Vautrin.
Speak clearly.
There is no direct evidence, but reasonable inference
Inference?
indicates that the ones controlling the situation are supporters of the old regime, whose interests have been undermined by the
Okay.
reform.
So there's no direct evidence. That means we know it's them.
They tricked Miss Carole into going to the crime scene
Oh,
and pressed
no.
charges against her. After that, they incited panic among the people in order to make Monsieur Neuvillette
awful.
confess to his mistakes and yield up power.
And she probably thought, like, oh my god, they actually trust me enough to, like, check something out right now.
The guards were stopped by the enraged mob and couldn't intervene in time. Miss Carole chose to sacrifice herself to pacify the situation.
What the fuck? Sacrifice? What are you talking about? That was the circumstances? Death. That is the most frustrated I've ever been and sad I've ever been playing this game, and that says a lot. I swear to God.
And she called me a blockhead.
Oh my god.
A little investigation would have cleared things up. Why didn't you wait until we'd established
That's so
the truth?
bad. What the...
She didn't have to prove her innocence like that.
And it's 400 years ago. I swear to God, if they ever give me a chance to go back, all of them would be got. Every one of them. I don't care. That is horrible. The fact that you could even think to even do something like that. And even after all this, it hasn't changed your mind. You saw someone take their own lives in front of you and you didn't even do it. And you wouldn't even change your perspective on things. Evil. Evil.
The situation had rapidly escalated to a physical altercation between infuriated citizens and the guards.
No.
Miss Carole might have thought there was no better plan.
That is horrible. What the hell? What? How does that even happen? How do you even, like, let that happen? I'm devastated. I'm devastated.
That is indeed something she'd do.
Captain Vautrin, should I present these results to Monsieur Neuvillette right away?
There's no need. Notify the guards to restrict public access to all information.
This is like the most devastating story quest ever.
Wait, are you planning to...
There's something I've never told Carole. I had a little sister named Delari who passed away when I was very young. She's just like Carole in every possible way. Innocent, kind, always believing the best of people. People like her are the most vulnerable to deception and betrayal.
That's what I'm saying. She probably thought they were, like, trusting her finally to do, like, an investigation. Or, to, like, and she probably, like, followed them because she was like, this is going to be, like, and that's evil. Those people are evil. And I'm saying this right now, like, it doesn't matter if you weren't involved in this. If you're one of the people that is going around spreading those rumors about the Melusines as well, like, if you were doing that, you are also part of this. You have spread this. You have made this go further. You've grown that discontent.
From the moment I met Carole, I knew that she'd be easily manipulated by others. I kept a cold demeanor and tried lecturing her into giving up.
Vautrin.
Looks like she was unfazed by that.
I'm so devastated.
Yes. In fact, some of her spirit must have rubbed off on me instead. Because I too began working towards that pie-in-the-sky dream of hers. I should have known. Those cowards don't have the guts to confront Neuvillette. They even avoided causing trouble for me. They were after Carole all along.
And this is what he's saying, right? They're cowards. They're cowards. They go after the weakest person. I'm not talking to saying that they're weak, but like vulnerable is the best way to put it, as he put it. Like, you know, they're the kind of like person who can't defend themselves as best as they can, that needs other people to defend themselves, that defend them. That's what they go after. That's what these type of people go after. They don't go after someone who, because again, if the situation where they have to fight against, like, do you think that they're going to go up to Neuvillette and try and fight him like they did with the guards? Do you think there's a situation where they're going to confront Neuvillette to his face? No, not because they're cowards. They are absolute cowards. Gutless. Gutless.
Can you understand how I feel? Right now, there's only one thought on my mind. Only through bloodshed can their debt be repaid.
I wouldn't blame you.
I understand, but I'm certain Monsieur Nervalette wouldn't accept that
I would not blame you, I would not blame you if you wanted to get a violent retribution here. I would not blame you. I'm sorry, but I wouldn't.
That's exactly why we need to keep this a secret. Give me the list of suspects.
What? He's gonna try to do something?
What happens after this has nothing to do with any of you.
Here's the thing, right? I don't want Vautrin to go... like, I cannot sit here with how frustrated I am, not even, like, being in this game. And judge this dude. I can't.
I will take responsibility for everything.
And I won't. I won't judge him. They're dirt. They are not a good part of society. I do not care what anyone says. I'm so frustrated. Devastated. Absolutely devastated.
Did you know? They're hearing a major case today, and the criminal is Captain Vautrin of the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol. Apparently, he resorted to personal measures to seek revenge for Carole and settled the score with the group that framed his friend. Hey, why aren't you saying anything?
Here's the thing. I understand why they have to do this, right? In a society, you can't just do that, right? I understand. You can't just go out and seek revenge like this, right? I totally understand this, right? I understand. Right? But say it like it is. Not the group that framed his friend, right? That's not what they are. Say it with your whole chest and say it is the horrible, horrific, awful, evil people who are the reason that Carole is gone. Say it with your chest, for frick's sake.
I'm thinking we should try our best to bail him out when the trial commences.
Bail him out? Why?
Shh, keep it down. Haven't you realized? Both Vautrin and Carole are Nervilette's most trusted subordinates. After everything that happened to Carole, Nervilette's guaranteed to do everything he can to keep Vautrin around.
Nervilette is gonna go full on justice here. That's what he does. He keeps the order of society. Even though he cared so much about Carole, he did.
Besides, now that the old regime has been uprooted, Nervilette's status is secure as can be. As long as we redirect public opinion, Nervilette will be able to give Vautrin a
Disgusting.
reprieve. The benefits are endless.
You're thinking about benefits at a time like this.
Vautrin sought vengeance for his friend for a valid cause. This represents the justice he upholds.
But you're doing this for your own means.
Please think about it. If the same thing had happened to you, wouldn't you feel the same way he did? Yeah, that's right.
This whole thing started because of those despicable cowards who levied false accusations against Carole. How could Vautrin be declared guilty for seeking revenge?
This is facts, by the way. This is why it started.
Monsieur Nervilette.
Mr. Vautrin is innocent.
Jeez, I don't know what to think of this aspect.
He's innocent.
And it takes people's feelings into account as well, right? The public opinion like it did with Child.
I acknowledge your arguments. Vautrin, your revenge could be seen as a form of justice.
This is crazy. This is not what I expected to happen here.
I understand your decision, which is why I cannot help but feel regret and even grief about the judgment I must now impose. Personal justice does not equate to justice as defined by the law. To execute your plan for revenge, you abused your authority and conducted informal executions. Your actions have thus violated the law. Therefore, you will be declared.
I knew this is where Nervilette would go with this, and I think Vautrin knew this as well. Nervilette upholds the idea of justice because he knows it falls apart if you don't. And here's the thing, like, you know, you can talk about like the law versus actual justice and all this, but like he's following the letter of the law here in Fontaine.
What? That can't be. Monsieur Nervilette, please give this a little more thought. He has done so much for Fontaine.
So did Carole. So did Carole.
Vautrin, my friend.
The sadness in his voice, man.
Is there anything else you want to say?
This is so rough.
Nervilette, what have I done to deserve this? I've closely followed every one of your orders.
Oh, God.
Can't you see? Everyone in this room believes that I'm innocent. Why can't you just let me off?
And this is going to play in his mind forever.
Is this what justice means to you?
The voice acting is incredible.
Order. Since there have been no further objections, the Oratrice will now deliver the final verdict regarding the charges against Mr. Vautrin.
I'm sorry, I keep breathing directly into the mic, but there's so much. I'm holding my breath so much. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal, Mr. Vautrin will be declared.
And he's declared guilty, so they didn't. So obviously they could tell that the public didn't really care about it, right? Because they were saying they were going to use it for their own means. It took actual public opinion into like account that a lot of the people in the crowd here were just doing it for their own means, right? This is horrible. This is horrible. This is one of the most frustrating and horrible.
This all happened because of Carole's naive ideas.
How can different species peacefully coexist anyway?
Shut up. Shut up. Literally, that's what's so frustrating to me. They'd literally be able to coexist if you weren't here. If people like you were just in a different place.
Hey, stop spacing out!
That was so much. I've never felt such things playing, and like Genshin like has a lot of amazing stories, and has a lot of amazing tough moments as well, a lot of sad moments. Like I've never felt so angry playing this game, and so frustrated.
What's wrong? Are you not feeling well?
What was that?
Apologies, it seems like my memories got the better of me.
How could they not? That would be on my mind for the rest of my life.
I tried my best to suppress the power of Hydro within myself, but it seems like it still caused the emotions within the Fountain of Lucine to boil over.
That would be on my mind forever.
Due to my negligence, the overflow of emotions and memories must have affected you as
Stop.
well.
Stop.
Right?
I am not only fine, right? I think I need to see the history of Fontaine. This is one of those situations where I'm so sad that you can't turn a blind eye to. You can't look away from. You can't. Whoever sent that threatening letter to her, I swear to God. To Kiara, I'm fine. Don't worry about it.
Wow. The Hydro Dragon is more powerful than Paimon thought. Anyways, the last time we came here, the Traveler only heard voices from the Fountain of Lucine. No emotions boiling over or anything.
It is as you said. This might be because I am different.
Yeah, and look, you see, there's a sadness in his voice now as well as like a more softness in the throat as he's talking.
It is not only the fountain. I can sense emotions from all waters in Fontaine. Rivers, lakes, and even the rain.
That sounds awesome!
But I rarely ever do anything like this. Emotions carried by water are always chaotic and disconnected. As an outsider, having my mind occupied with irrelevant memories isn't exactly a pleasant experience.
No. Like honestly, like I don't know how that would be, like even after 400 years I'd be thinking about that every day. That was horrible. The memories I saw were related to you.
Which ones?
From when you brought Carole to the court of Fontaine. To when you declared to both of these, Vautrin guilty. Yeah.
It's fine. I prefer not to speak.
I can imagine why, Jesus.
That does not mean I am deliberately hiding them.
Is a way to describe it fragile right now, where like everything is just making like the dams break every few seconds. It's really hard. Like
Perhaps it is a good thing that you saw everything in that form. You should now understand why I believe there to be a conspiracy behind all this. These two cases are much too similar. I felt like I needed to do something.
Whoever did this thing to the Melusines, I will kill them.
Paimon's starting to lose track of what you're saying. Don't leave Paimon out of the conversation. Paimon wants to help too.
Then let us get back to the point. While I was investigating the fountain, I discovered something strange.
It's like we have to just move on and do the investigation now. That was one of the toughest scenes and toughest sequences I ever had to watch in Genshin. so tough. I swear to God. And when I say like the dam is breaking every few seconds, I'll be like okay for a second because I'm like, you know, there's like an anger in me that's like willing me forward, if that makes sense. And then like Neuvillette says something or someone else says something, and then like I just like feel that feeling, you know, the feeling in your throat when you're about to cry, but it's almost like this instantaneous thing, and it like passes back to anger so quickly again.
I did not sense too much
Beautiful
hatred
shot.
towards me
Beautiful shot.
within its accumulated emotions. I don't know what caused this to happen, but it seems like there won't be a shortcut to finding the organization that may be pulling the strings here. However, I did find some resentment directed towards Kiara. If I remember correctly, it seemed to be related to a smuggling case.
Oh, didn't we read about that in one of the documents?
You've read about it? In that case, the resentment should have come from that incident.
Huh? What are you
Navia!
doing here? I was just about to look for you at the Palais Mermonia.
If there's ever someone I needed to see right now, it's my girl. It's Navia. I'm in tears again. I just want, like, it's just like, you know when like you're like really upset and you see like your best friend come along, you know, that kind of way? That's what it feels like right now. If there's ever a time I need to see Navia.
Navia, nice to see you again.
Oh, it's so nice to see her.
I've heard some things, but I'm not purposely asking around or anything. Don't
So
worry.
people have been hearing about it. Of course they have. Like, we've been wandering around together. It makes sense that people would notice like all of us together. Navi, you look so beautiful. It's so nice to see you. Beautiful best friend.
Rumors are abroad that someone's scheming against Melusines, and that you're investigating the case.
I love even hearing her voice. I just like, it's like such relief right now, right? It's like to see someone that we love so dearly.
So I told the Spina di Rosula to keep an eye out for leads.
Oh, thank you.
We've had unfamiliar faces showing themselves at the Fleuve Cendre lately. Maybe you'll find the suspects among them.
Thank you. Where did you hear
Look at the
about
growth
this?
here between the two of them as well, by the way.
The Chief Justice out on investigation, accompanied by
Yeah.
the Traveler from afar.
Yeah.
No matter how you conceal your whereabouts, there will be countless eyes watching you.
Of course, we said this. Like, how would you not notice something is up?
You talked to Kiara, but didn't ask her to keep things secret. People curious to know asked around for information, then it was only a matter of time before word of the threat.
So Kiara would have told people too, because again, impressionable. Navi, it's so good to see you.
So that's what Charlotte meant.
Indeed. I did not expect that this could be kept hidden for too long, but the rumors still spread faster
And
than
it's
I
amazing what this game does, where they have Charlotte being the one that like warned us about that, how these rumors would spread around fast, because of course she would know that.
You know, it could be because you attract more attention than you think. Anyway, any progress with the investigation?
The suspects who threatened Kiara might have to do with a certain smuggling case, but it is still uncertain if there is in fact another party behind all this. We are planning to return to the Palais Mermonia to revisit some details and identify the senders of that threatening letter.
All right, then I'll round up the Spina di Rosula and follow up on their progress. Wait for my word. Ta-ta!
Oh, and she says ta-ta. Navi, can you stay? Please.
Nevertheless, do you think there'll be any problems now that the word is out?
And by the way, I'm not trying to shade Neuvillette that, like, you know, like, oh, you're not comfortable around Neuvillette. Of course, Neuvillette's great. Like, we've grown to appreciate Neuvillette more and more as the time's gone. He's, like, so cool. But you guys know, like, the connection that we have with Navia is strong, and it was such a strong time being with Navia. You know? I hope you guys understand what I'm saying when it comes to that.
I have already considered that possibility, and I do not think that there will be any. As a matter of fact, once the word gets out, no one would dare to harm Kiara in broad daylight.
Even if they say a bad word to her, I'm executing them. It's over.
What is more important is how the case is perceived by the public. 400 years ago, they chose to side with the old regime and direct their resentment towards the Melusines.
Yeah, awful people.
I hope the same won't happen again. Let us head back to the Palais.
If it happens, I will hurt them. I will hurt those people. I need everyone to understand this. I'm not letting this slide. You okay, Paimon?
Strange. What are these people doing out on the streets?
Oh, there's a Melusine as well.
Did something happen? Let's take a look around.
Paimon very smart to pick up on that, right? She saw it right away.
Have you heard? Someone's plotting against Amelazine. This is 100% the truth. Even the Chief Justice is investigating in person.
What? That's it. Who's been threatening
my
Melusine?
god.
Show yourself.
This game. They're like protecting them now.
Our enemies are lurking in the shadows and won't easily reveal themselves. But no amount of hiding will keep us from finding them.
That's exactly what I wanted to say. The guards have already begun to take action. We can't just stand by and watch.
The support that they have here now is so different from 400 years ago.
We owe them. Now that they're in danger, how can we just sit back and
Exactly.
do nothing?
Look at this, and this. And like, imagine if the evil people back then had that type of idea.
Everyone, please stay alert to your surroundings from now on. If you see any suspicious persons, report them to the guards immediately.
I am so like. This is what I mean. The dams have broken again. And look, there's Melzy. Look at them. They're just part of society. They're Fontanians like anyone else.
Following me this whole time. Did something happen?
We were informed that. Nope. We just finished our shifts and happened to be strolling by.
Are they making sure nothing happens to their companion?
Have you had dinner yet? Why don't we check out the new items at the dessert shop together?
I swear to God, if anyone touches the Melazines, I will kill in Minecraft YouTube.
This isn't a good time to be out and about.
You're hungry.
Come on, don't act tough. I bet you're hungry too. All right, let's go buy a cake.
That's so good. Get them by cake for some, but they're like protecting.
You shouldn't ever skip meals.
Look at the.
Especially if you have another shift scheduled for later.
They have a natural care for people and a natural feeling of protection towards people, the Melazines, even though like we should be the ones also like trying to protect them too. Look at this. Everything's changed so much.
Keeping an eye on the situation. This is the perfect chance to get promoted. We gotta make sure we give it all we've got.
Seriously? Were you planning to shirk your duties if Nervilette wasn't involved?
Relax, I was just playing. We've worked together for years now. If something happened to them, I'd be haunted by regret for the rest of my life.
I am so devastated. No, I'm sorry. Like, that is like the change that has happened.
That's more like it. We should stand guard until the criminal has been caught.
They're like aiming, like, because again they've grown so much. Like, and by the way, just because they've grown so much and gotten to know the Melazines, obviously like they're like this. But it's still no excuse, even if you've known them for 2 minutes, to be prejudiced against someone. There's no excuse.
Come and fight me instead, you
Look at them. They're like literally, let's fight.
Heard? Even the special patrol came to help. Shh! Look, isn't that Nervilette? I think he's.
And the fact, like the girls going for cake together just broke me. It broke me so bad.
Looks like there's nothing to worry about.
He's just so worried, man. Of course you're worried. Like the trauma from that situation that would hit you so badly still.
This is truly wonderful.
It's so beautiful.
So, wanna go over and say hi?
And by the way, it's not just some like indirect thing where it's like, oh, look out for it. If they're going out of their way, right? Like, and I'm not saying like an inconvenience. It's like, cause like you're going for cake. That's absolutely beautiful. But there's people like, hey, I've worked for them for so long. I'm not gonna let anything happen to them. There's people who are like, fight me. And this is what has to happen.
No, I should stay where I am. My appearance could give rise to unnecessary commotion.
They just heard rumors and they're willing to protect the Melazines now.
Let us stick to our plan and return to the Palais Mermonia. The faster we uncover the truth, the better.
I'm proper 10 times over devastated. But that's so beautiful seeing that situation now. Look at this. How they're all out there to pretend. Like, they're just literally standing in front of the Melazine. And the Melazine was like, what's happened? You know? Because they're so, like, again, they do have, like, there's some of them have, like, a very naive nature to them. Also, you've met some of the Melazines who, like, have more of a hook on what life is and stuff like this. But they're literally trying to help constantly and consistently. Talishard, like, for example, you look at Talishard. You know what I mean? Like, they're just here. They're part of Fontaine. If you look at Talishard may be weird sometimes, and Talishard may be a bit aggressive sometimes, but Talishard is literally just trying to, like, you know, be a part of society, you know, be a part of the world, like, and learn more about the world, and you know what I mean? They're like, they care about the world. I am willing to fight. I'm willing to fight. Over and over again. for the suspicious documents. These ones over here. Like, and again, I don't care, like, because again, I know that, like, one of the arguments that happens all the time with stuff like this, which is like, you know, oh, well, it just takes time to, like, integrate, and that's what Nouvellette said, right? That's great. It takes time to integrate people into society. You were still a bad person if your default mode, your factory setting is prejudice. And you need to change that yourself. If your if your first instinct is to be hateful towards someone, you need to check yourself. Let's look at this case. Beautiful lighting here.
The smuggling case was solved by the joint forces of the guards and the Marechaussee Phantom. The list of involved suspects should be... Ah, found it.
What does it say?
The principal offenders Domenico, Inica, Yuna, and others have been caught. They have been sent to the fortress of Meropide following trial. Those with close connections or mutual interests with the offenders but who did not participate in the case will not stand trial. Among them, surveillance of Essin has ceased on account of his good behavior. All other personnel remain on our watch list.
So many names. Is the one who sent that threatening letter to Kiara on the list?
Yes, there is something suspicious about Essin, to be precise.
Yeah.
It seems like he's closely related to the core members of the smuggling case, and he moves around without much restriction.
Should we tell Navia about this?
Monsieur Neuvillette, someone claiming to be from the Spina du Rasula just checked
Wait,
in
who?
with us.
Who?
He said, and I quote, "We have located the suspect. They're chatting at the cafe."
For real?
Huh? How did Navia find them so quickly?
What a
We've only just figured
beast in the best way possible. That's our girl. That's our girl.
I too am perplexed. The cafe isn't too far from here. We should head over and take a look.
That is amazing. That is amazing. She is perfect in every way. The cafe, which we just jumped down here to get to.
Body and mind.
So for such a roller coaster of an episode. Such a crazy episode. Wait, who's... There's a group over there that's not usually there. But that's Navia. Wait, is that... Is that the three people named? I love her. I love Navia so much.
Hey, Navia, we're here! Whoa. Check out all these people. Hey there, are you Navia?
I love Paimon. The first thing her instincts are to, like, make friends.
These are the people who have had recent dealings at the Marechaussee Phantom. They're usually hidden in the Fleuve Cendre, but I sent for someone to invite them over.
Okay.
Invite them over?
Exactly. Now, I heard there's great coffee here, and so I asked them if they'd like to come and have some.
Yeah, it's our pleasure.
Oh, you been nervous? You been nervous?
I've wanted to have a meetup like this for ages.
Yeah?
Something feels off, but oh well. Let's get back to business. Is there anyone called Essin here?
I was like, let's just move on. They look like they're being held hostage.
Yes, that's me.
You're Essin?
He like ran over like a kid running to his like dad or something, you know, when he's like, hey, come here, what did you say to your mother? And then like he runs over, oh, I did, you know, like ran over.
Yes, Monsieur Neuvillette.
Did you write that threatening letter to Kiara?
Better not have. Better not have.
I did, but I was just...
Then you tell us everything. You tell us everything right now. You tell us everything this second.
Orders from whom?
Domenico. He was my boss. I couldn't disobey his orders.
Okay, tell us where he is right now, this second.
Domenico. Where is he now?
The fortress of Meropide.
What?
Well, I'm afraid even the Spina would have trouble looking into that
What?
place. Looks like you'll have to make the trip yourselves. This was as much as I could do.
You've done more than enough.
No, it's so
I'm
much.
Extremely grateful for
I
your
love what I love how they integrated Navia back into this. I'm just saying I love it. I adore Navia to pieces. I adore how she was integrated into this and how useful she is as usual, how fantastic she is, and also it's showing the relationship that's mending between Neuvillette and Navia as well, because it was a very pleasant greeting when they first met, right? There was no anger, there was no frustration. It was like, look, like everything, and again, because again, we're talking about the past here, right? We know for a fact that Neuvillette cried on the day that her father died. We know for a fact that Neuvillette cried on the day that Navia scolded him. We know for a fact this is happening. This happened. We also know that Navia, like after that trial, had a weight lifted off her. Obviously, the emotions are still there and the trauma is still there and all these different feelings are still there, but the weight was lifted off her. And not only that, but she was able to see in her lifetime Neuvillette announce a guilty verdict for the actual perpetrator and basically like right the wrong of what happened to her father right in front of her eyes. You can see how that would have a different perception and a different ideal you would have about someone like Neuvillette, and how the relationship would change, you know, greatly, and allow her to focus on stuff that is not just about like her personal life, but also helping others as well, which she already did, right? But also putting her full focus into this stuff as well. I think it's fantastic.
Leave the formalities for later. You should find Domenico first. If he really is the one setting up the conspiracy, it'd be best if he's exposed as soon as possible.
I adore you. I adore you so much.
Alright then, let's head to the fortress right now.
Okay, so we're going to see... I wonder if... Yeah, we're definitely going to see Wriothesley again. There's Valberry. How are you doing, Valberry? Wait, is he just there? Who's that? That's Wriothesley. You can see his pants, the battle armor. The business casual battle armor. You can see him from a mile away. With Neuvillette with us too. Oh my god! Wriothesley, look who we brought! Look who we brought! Look who we brought!
Dear esteemed guests.
We're back.
Oh, and a greeting from none other than the Duke himself. Guess we made a name for ourselves at this place.
Awesome.
This isn't anything new. I figured you had important matters to discuss when the two of you, not to mention the Chief Justice, showed up. Let's assume we've gone through the pleasantries and cut right to the chase.
Oh my god, because he knows how important this is, but I want to see you guys talking. You're so pretty. You're so freaking pretty. Oh, the letter, yeah.
I do remember a thing or two about Domenico. He once attempted to round up the other inmates and instigate a protest.
Oh, for real?
Who does this guy think he is? Paimon hopes nothing came
My favorite thing in the world is when Paimon gets frustrated by this stuff. It's my favorite thing in the world.
He once attempted to, I said, meaning that it was over before it even started.
Yeah.
And now he's threatening Melazines, is he?
Can we do something about it?
To be honest, Domenico doesn't seem like much of a conspirator. The fact that the three of you bothered to personally investigate raises a flag. Is there something else going on behind the
Again,
scenes
I love when
here?
characters are just smart, right? You don't have like again, their intelligence levels are, and not only their intelligence level, because to me, like a character that is smart or this character is airhead, it doesn't matter to me, because obviously there's different types of intelligence. But I mean, it's always like when Genshin, they make characters stay true to themselves quite a bit. And I love that Wriothesley, of course he would understand, just like Navia would understand, just like a lot of characters, Charlotte understood too, where it's like, if you see these three together investigating something, obviously something crazy is happening.
He's got the same concerns we do.
I am concerned about this incident because something similar has occurred in the past. I wish to meet Domenico in person and have my questions answered. That's an easy one. Let me think. I think he's at...
He's gonna help, yeah, and Wriothesley's just gonna help out right away.
Did I hear someone say Melazine?
Sidween!
What happened? Sidween!
Oh my god, a Melazine named Kiara received the threaty letter.
Yeah, and we're investigating. The person who threatened her seems to be imprisoned here. Really? Is Kiara gonna be...
And you know Kiara?
There's no need to worry. Clorinde is protecting her as we speak.
The best protection you could ever have, honestly.
Well, that's great. But if the criminal's still... Is there anything you can do about this?
And asking Wriothesley, yeah, like almost like a favor.
Do you require me to personally deal with the criminal? Wriothesley.
Oh my god. I actually love that though, because like he like one request from Sidween, he's like, okay, I'll go do it.
Okay, I get it. I'll bring Domenico to you. That's your
I do love that though. Wriothesley saw Sidween just like asked once, is there anything you can do about it? He's like, okay, I'll go. You know, the respect they have is lovely.
Think of it as more of a humble request. I'm here on my own accord, not to formally transfer a criminal for trial. I urge you to set aside any concerns. Thanks for the trouble. Consider me in your debt.
Whoa! If Paimon were the Duke, Paimon would take this chance to ask for something really important.
Right, right. Like something in return.
Well, were I still a criminal, I'd probably ask for a lighter sentence. But I'm sure Monsieur Neuvillette would reject
Because he's the one who put you away.
But enough jokes. I'll look for Domenico and bring him to you. Make yourselves at home. Our dear head nurse has mentioned you quite a few times, so I'm sure she has a lot to say.
So she has, yeah, she adores Neuvillette, right?
Please come with me to
all right. Just like old times.
Watch your step. There's some pretty dark areas, so make sure you don't trip over anything.
No, but like honestly, like I'm just like the reason like this is so like interesting. Again, I've said it a million times. Like the dynamics in Genshin are like some of the best dynamics you'll ever see between characters in any game in history. The fact that like it almost seems like the writers are having the time of their freaking lives when they're like, oh my god, and then Sidrine and Risley and Neuvillette are in a scene together, and then just because they write the characters so well, it's probably easy as F to write this amazing dialogue and this amazing interactions between them because they know the characters so well and like they can just write off that sense, right? I think that's like always like one of the, like the most like interesting things about having like, because if you already write good characters, have a good backstory, have their ideals, have all their personalities down so well already, then it's almost like it's the easiest thing in the world to be like, okay, Xingqiu and Kaveh are in a scene together, right? Xingqiu lightly pokes fun at Kaveh as Kaveh overthinks all the stuff that he's saying, but is, you know, rashly trying to defend himself, you know, no matter what, even though Xingqiu is just saying it's a joke.
Now that I think about it, I can leave this place soon. Huh?
Oh, they're watching Neuvillette walk by. Of course. You know what I mean? Like, that's how, like, good these characters are. Like, the scenes can almost write themselves. Like, obviously not in the story itself, but you know, like, the interactions and how they would act. It's perfect for who they are. This... I know it's only like a week, but I just remember the House of the Hearth group sitting here. The Hearties.
Please rest here for a moment. Oh, and would anyone like anything to drink? Paimon's not that thirsty, but thanks anyway. Thirst is a warning sign that you're dehydrated, which means you have to drink up even before.
Oh, there you go. I actually agree. Take your sips of water.
I'll bring you some tea. I'm sure you'll have a lot to talk about.
Yep, I do agree. If you're at home, take your sips of water before you have to take your sips of water.
Concerned about everyone's health as always. Why aren't you two saying anything?
The criminals we passed by earlier? Oh, the ones we're watching.
You noticed them too. The badges they wore on their chests looked...
I didn't notice the badges.
Familiar? Paimon didn't even realize they were wearing them.
Yeah, same. Same, personally, Paimon.
But if both of you say so, let's go ask them about it.
Paimon and I will go. Yeah.
That's not a bad idea. I will stay here and wait for news from you.
Just him standing in the...
I place great trust in Risley, so I rarely visit the fortress of Meropide.
Yes.
However, exceptional circumstances call for exceptional measures. I hope I didn't cause...
No, I wouldn't say so, but like, no, you're so right. Like, the trust is there, by the way. The trust is really there. You know what's something I never noticed just because like, we never see him really standing in front of us all the time? These boots are a serve and 10 halves. Like, these are like right up to the thigh. Like, that's not, you know, you can say like he's, and like the heels as well. That's like, you can say he's like all administrative and serious. He puts them on every day knowing that people are going to be like, whoa, you know? I love as well how much he respects Riza. He's like, I hope it didn't cause any trouble for him. I hope it didn't make him upset. Because he respects the order of things as well in a lot of cases, you know? And not just the order, but like you know, like you can sense Riza and him have like a respect for each other. And obviously like it's a very different dynamic there as well. So what's the badge on your chest? What is that? It's like a hand?
Anything you need?
The badge you're wearing.
Oh, this? Are you interested in joining the Mutual
The
Aid
Mutual
Network?
Aid, hand in hand.
The Mutual Aid Network? Oh, don't tell Paimon you're another shady organization like the Beret Society.
Yeah. The Beret Society. Oh, you mean the group that was dissolved a
Wait.
while back? Rest assured, we're completely
Would she
different.
say this if we didn't do Risley's quest first?
Okay then, what does your network usually do?
We have a very long history, going back as far as 400 years ago. We have never had many members throughout our history, nor do we have much of a reputation, but everyone treats each other like family.
Okay.
Helping each other is our purpose. At the same time, we seek to maintain just dealings as much as possible.
Sounds like a pretty neat organization.
All we want is to defend ourselves. None of us have ever committed serious crimes, and we're not especially powerful either. We're at a natural disadvantage here in the fortress. But people won't give us a hard time if we stick together.
That's good to hear as well. But I'm wondering what's the shady part of it. You know what I mean? And I'm playing Genshin. You're not gonna fool me again. What's the shady part of it? Tell me. Okay, let's talk to what these other people and see what horrors await us in this story.
Interested in joining the Mutual Aid Network?
What's the deal? What's happening?
If you'd like to learn more, here's our flyer.
Help each other. Do all you can to further justice. Do not detest just judgment. The above are the 3 principles of the Mutual Aid Network. All are welcome to join the members. Membership is free. There are no compulsory group events. The Mutual Aid Network encourages members to do what they are able, including but not limited to cleaning, exercising, tutoring, and studying. It is hoped that all Mutual Aid Network members will, during their time in the Fortress of Meripede, face up to the crimes they have committed, encourage others to support each other, and welcome the future together.
Our slogan may have evolved over the centuries, but our goal has remained unchanged. Here, this book is for you. You're welcome to come and sign up anytime.
Okay. I'm so curious of what's going to happen here.
You two look kind of familiar.
The badge you're wearing.
It's the symbol of the Mutual Aid Network designed by our first president. From what I've heard, it's based on something called a Medal of Peace. I've never seen one of those medals for myself.
The Medal of Peace from the thing that was given to to give it to Carole.
The first president of our network was an amazing person. Powerful as he was, he never used his strength against anyone. He encouraged the weaker criminals to stick together
No
and look
way.
out for each other. All of us have a lot of respect for him.
That long ago?
We should have gathered enough information. Let's head back and talk to Navia.
But that long ago though. You know what I mean? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, for it to be that long. It's up above. No, it's this one here. I'm never good at traveling around here. Yeah, here it is. Yeah. I don't know, man, because I don't think we traveled far from there anyway. But that would mean if that's like if he was the leader, right? And Neuvillette put him away, and then he decided to, like, you know, strive for peace in here as well. That means it's probably not an underhanded thing, or maybe it isn't. Possibly. And maybe it's like, how do you pronounce it? Vautrin? I don't think I'll be able to. Vautrin?
Body and mind.
Lovely man. Very heartfelt man. Neuvillette just sitting here. He makes this place look fancy.
Did you manage to gather any intel?
The people who wore the badges belong to an organization called the Mutual Aid Network.
Yeah, and you're gonna be so interested to hear about this.
According to them, the badge's design was inspired by the Medal of Peace. Have you seen any of those?
He gave one out before he gave them out.
I personally crafted 2 of them myself. They were awarded to
Vautrin.
Carole and Vautrin.
Yeah.
Carole's medal was destroyed in a fire. The only one that remained should belong to Vautrin.
So that's where they got it from. Carole's medal was destroyed in a fire.
Oh. So the network was inspired by...
Monsieur Neuvillette, His Grace has requested your presence in his office.
Okay,
He's
okay.
found Domenico.
You know, it's just like whenever there's like official like requesting of presences, it's always like, what's gonna happen?
All right. Let us talk to him first and get to the bottom of this situation.
I'm so interested in this, how this organization started then as well, because like maybe like it is like a good organization, and this for once actually they played up my expectations. Because, or maybe it's not, but the fact is like, if they base it off of Vautrin, right? That's gonna be like, he was a good person. Like, yes, he was a bit like prickly, but he was someone who like strived to like, and yes, like you can say like the revenge at the end was like, you know, a crazy thing to happen, but he did that out of like freaking adoration and love for Carole. Really did. So like, you know, I'm not gonna ever like judge him like that. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna judge him, whatever happened, because he didn't state exactly what happened. But I'm not sitting here judging him. I'm not, because I can't. Like, you know what I mean? Exactly, especially after what happened.
Body and mind.
Allow me to introduce this fine gentleman, Domenico. Why don't you explain everything to him?
Yeah, explain.
Neuvillette?
Yeah, Neuvillette is here.
What do you want? What are you gonna do? Kill me?
No, dude, just explain. Stop, go straight to, oh, what are you gonna do? No, just explain.
Calm down. I merely want to ask you a few questions. Was it your idea to send that letter to a Melusine?
Answer. Answer.
Hassan has already confessed, so there really isn't any need to keep hiding.
That idiot! I can't believe I trusted him.
Let me ask this another way. It was your idea to send that letter, correct?
Yes.
Who is pulling your strings?
Yeah, what's happening? What's happening? We need to know. We need to know.
What? You're not
sorry, I hit the
trying
mic.
to frame me for something I haven't done, are you?
What?
It's best if you realize the gravity of your situation. The Chief Justice of Fontaine has been personally investigating your case.
The Chief Justice, the Duke is involved, the Traveler's involved. Like, I'm sorry, but like, this is like, you know, Detective Paimon we could even say as well, if we're like, you know, if we want to add to that as well, but I'm sorry, but like, it's like a lot of high profile people. Navi, the head of the Spina de Brazula. Like, this is big.
I assume your previous attempt to incite unrest at the Fortress of Meripede has something to do with this as well.
Oh my god.
I admit I acted on impulse. I'll tell you the truth. But before that, you must ensure my safety.
I'll ensure they won't do anything to you.
I can do that.
Yeah.
You see, we're all reasonable people here.
I love the dynamic between the two of them as well. It's not even good cop, bad cop. It's like, you know, serious cop, just as serious but more lighthearted cop.
I only intended to do some small business at first. Someone contacted me about delivering some goods and promised me a generous sum of more in return. After making a few trips, I was suddenly approached by the Maréchaussée Phantom. They accused me of smuggling prohibited items, and I was put on trial. But I refused to accept any of that. The ignorant can be rightfully absolved from guilt, right? Well, I suspect that someone got me locked up here so they could get their hands on my goods.
Both of them doing a little hum to themselves.
And then you decided to take revenge on the Melusines?
Ignorance is not... Yeah, ignorance is not an excuse. Not at all.
My initial target was Neuvillette. Everyone in the Fortress of Meripede was declared guilty by him, after all. So they must more or less hold a grudge against him, right? If I could get them to strike back...
You're an idiot. You're so stupid. I'm sorry, but I'm calling so many people idiots in this episode, and I hate doing that. But like...
But for some reason, no one wanted to team up with me. That mutual aid network in particular. What did those nobodies even gain from trying to challenge me?
They were challenging you.
In the end, I had to redirect my focus onto Melusines to salvage
things. To salvage things. Well, oh my god, what an understandable story. No, it's not. You are a bad person.
I recall that Kiara was the one who confiscated my goods
You're
for
terrible.
inspection. So I asked one of the more approachable guards to send a letter, claiming that I meant to contact my family. But the letter was in fact addressed to Essa. I requested that he write a threat letter to Kiara and force her to resign from the Maréchaussée Phantom.
Okay, you're done. You're done. He promised safety. I didn't promise your safety.
Am I to assume that the claims you've made are your own thoughts? Have you been in contact with any suspicious people recently?
No.
Is it true that all members involved in the smuggling scandal have been caught?
Yes. And that's all I know.
Frustrating as heck. Frustrating as heck, this whole freaking thing, man. It's so, like... They keep putting characters, NPCs in front of me. Especially in that flashback. Not as much now, because there's so many beautiful people that protect the Melusines now as well. But... legitimately, that is a horrible thing to do to someone.
Sigewinne, please take him back to the detention center. I'll deal with him later.
Let me deal with him. Let me deal with him. I swear to God. I'm like, so, like, this is like this whole story quest has broken me to the point that like I've not an ounce of sympathy for this person whatsoever. There's not even an ounce in me. Oh, you're walking back with your dungarees as well.
You were concerned that there might be a shadowy faction looking to capitalize on the delicate situation with the Melazines to stir up greater chaos?
Yes, I experienced a similar incident in the past, so I had to be prepared for any possibility.
100%. And especially like with all the unrest that happened before, like, you know, as well. And like, and again, he should realize how crazy it is to have Clorinde protecting a Mezzaline right now, to have me and Paimon, Neuvillette, Wriothesley, and freaking Navia all investigating this. And he's there going like, oh, my safety. My safety.
And how long ago was this incident?
More than 400 years.
Yeah.
You might be overthinking this. Time can change a lot of things. Everything's different now.
Well, we know that a lot of people are different. We don't know who maybe harbors still ill feelings. That still happens, and that can build up, especially if it's not put to rest right away.
What do you mean?
400 years ago, you and the Melazines you brought to Fontaine were the outliers in society. But in the present day, if someone were to threaten the safety of the Melazines, people wouldn't just sit back
We saw
and do
that.
nothing.
We saw that.
I trust that they would make different choices from
yes,
before.
And that's the difference. That's the difference now, right? It's not the fact. It's not that we know that you like. It is impossible in this world to eradicate hatred for the Mezzalines completely, 100%. You know, it's impossible. But what will help out more than any, in more cases more than anything, in a lot of cases, is people standing up for the Mezzalines. Is if you have 5% of people hating on the Mezzalines, they're not going to even voice their displeasure for Mezzalines if they know that 95% of people are going to tell them to shut the hell up if they start. That's how it works.
That's right. We saw lots of people standing up for Melazines on our way back to the Palais Mermonia.
Look what we've seen throughout this whole quest. Like how willing Clorinde was to do this stuff, you know, like, and how willing people were like to have like, you know, the cake thing is going to break me forever.
Monsieur Neuvillette, the Melazines are a species you introduced to Fontaine. How the public treats them is also reflective of their attitude towards you.
Because they've accepted you and he feels like he's not a part of Fontaine, but they have accepted him.
When people refused to place their trust in Melazines, it was because they were still on the fence about you, their unfamiliar Chief Justice. For almost 500 years, you've conducted every trial with impartiality. You made the right judgment each time, regardless of whatever nonsense went on. People no longer have any reservations about you and even consider you a symbol of the law. Right now, your every decision will impact all of Fontaine. In other words, you've gradually transformed the whole nation.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, and that's the thing. It's like he is a reflection. You know, like your actions. You know, and by the way, like Nahida, I'll always go back to what Nahida said when Nahida said that your actions will always have a reflection in this world. What, you know, and consequences. The work that Neuvillette has put into this, he doesn't see it as this because he's so humble about this stuff. Probably did help the Mezzalines a lot. You know what I mean? If we trust, by the way, there's no excuse for distrust in the Mezzalines, by the way. If they were horrible towards them and they were bad towards them, there's no excuse. Again, as I said, the default being prejudice is not right whatsoever. And if you're told that you're wrong and then you still act that way, then you are just like bad, right? But Neuvillette, you know, can see this as well, because this is the start of the story, was when Neuvillette talking about he feels like an outsider, how we feel like an outsider, but he's not an outsider. People have accepted him.
Gets it now. No wonder no one wanted to join forces with
Which is awesome. Tragedies like that won't ever happen again. Is this whole story going to end up in basically like the crux of this story is going to end up talking about how like there basically won't be a tragedy like this again? Like that's the crux of the story? Like, because that's an insane way to end it, because like obviously like some stories end with big, you know, trials, or some ends with big massive stories, but if there's the idea that's like, hey, that won't ever happen again, right? But I still love Neuvillette. I love what Neuvillette did this. He made sure it wasn't happening again. He made sure that the hatred towards the Mezzalines was not happening again. He saw that letter and he's amazing. He's amazing, and I love him. I adore him. The first thing he thought to do was, I have to do this personally. Personally, I have to find out if this will ever happen again.
I am undeserving of such high compliments. From my perspective, I have simply been fulfilling my duties.
Yeah, you're incredible. You're absolutely incredible. I love this man, and I will not let anyone say anything bad about him.
It isn't anything special or worthy of praise. I'm simply fulfilling the promises I've made and searching for answers through my judgments. It is unnecessary to hold me in such high regard. The complexity of human emotions and willpower far exceed those of mine. As a matter of fact, I believe that you are the ones who deserve my respect.
That's insane. That's insane that he was saying he's turning it back on the humans. Like, hey, like you're the ones who like have so many complex feelings. It's like when like you sell yourself short. I've never seen someone who has such a presence and such a like a beauty about them, but still is so lacking of confidence.
There's no need to be so modest.
Yeah.
The current state of affairs says it all.
Like you are like you have no exactly. You have no idea how much you've done.
You're no longer that outsider you were before.
Oh.
Even if you wished to investigate something on your own, many would take the initiative to lend you a hand.
Yeah, look at this. Even us as well. Clorinde helped out. Navia helped out. Sigewinne helped out. Risley helped out. Like, everyone helped you out. That's so sweet. And having someone you sent to prison say that to you. Like, how would that would change your life?
I must say that you've made a fair point.
And I love that. This is so Nervalette. Because me, if someone said this to me after all this, I would be on the ground, tears everywhere. And he's like, yeah, fair point.
Thank you for clearing my doubts. Now that the case has been settled, I should get going.
I think this is so incredible. It's so incredible that the case is settled this way. It's not settled with a fight. It's not settled with a battle. It's not settled with a gigantic bang. It's settled with the idea that this guy who was the villain all along who sent this letter was never going to get anywhere with this stuff because nobody would let anything happen to the Mezzalines anymore. The Melusines anymore. Isn't that insane? Like, what a way to end this. What a way to feel hopeful about Fontaine and happy about Fontaine. But it's also the case that Nervalette, just at the thought that this could happen again, which is how you should do it, I think he did an amazing thing. At the thought of this happening, he made sure it wasn't happening. Because it's so easy, and it's always the easier way to do things, when you hear something happening, to turn away for a bit and be like, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. It's just one letter, you know? Even though it's terrible, right? Like, you know what I mean? I'm trying to give an example here. It's like, oh, it's just one insult. It's just one thing thrown at someone. It's not that bad, you know? But Nervalette did the opposite, and I will love him forever.
Huh? You're leaving?
And so soon, too? Why not stay for
I'll have a cup of tea with Risley.
Thank you for the offer, but I know how this place works all too well. While some are here to redeem themselves, there will inevitably be those who harbor resentment.
And they're probably not going to be comfortable around you either.
The less time I spend here, the better. My presence could very well result in an unwanted disturbance.
In that case, I'll have to insist. I still have 2 more things to say.
Please, go ahead.
The first is about the guard who helped Domenico send that letter.
Yeah.
I know of what you speak. The guard was indeed deployed from the Palais Mamornia's staff. However, as I mentioned earlier, I visited today on personal business. Therefore, I leave that.
He's like, yeah, it's your job. You do it.
Well, that makes things a lot easier.
You're not going to.
Hey now, don't let your imagination run wild.
Dude, it's your prison. We've accepted that. We accept that over painstakingly long conversations and scenes with you. We have accepted that. And I say painstaking just because we had a lot of complicated feelings, and we've accepted it. That is your prison.
Those from up there have a tendency to sympathize with others. However, down here, such thoughts will put you at high risk. I'll have a chat with the guard and remind him to take precautions in the future.
I see no issues with that.
I love the way they do business with each other as well.
Great! That's one thing out of the way. What's the other thing you wanted to say?
The other thing was born from my own sense of curiosity. Now, I've heard that you investigated the mutual aid network. Is that right?
Yep. No,
Sorry,
triggered. Their badges looked familiar.
I noticed the small gang as well when I first took over the Fortress of Meripede. They were not great in number, but every member always made sure to stand up for what was right. I've looked into their founder, Vautrin.
There it is, yeah.
Who once stood trial and was sentenced to imprisonment in the fortress. According to existing documentation, Vautrin remained disciplined throughout his imprisonment. He had never once engaged in physical or verbal aggression. In other words, how he presented himself in prison was very different from his behavior in court.
What?
So, doesn't he hate... This is the thing. Did he want to keep up appearances or something? Like, when you remember he was shouting at Neuvillette, it seems so, like, out of, like, what we learned about him so far. Even though you wouldn't blame him, right? But...
During his trial, I could sense that his feelings were complicated. He appeared to be full of resentment.
But he oh my god.
Right to feel that
oh my god, he wanted all the blame to be on him and only him. If you remember this, he kept the guards out of this, he kept the Maréchaussée out of this, he kept Neuvillette out of this, he carried out every bit of revenge by himself.
Perhaps he had been putting on an act.
That's what I'm thinking.
An act?
He wanted everything to fall on him, everything, and he wanted people to have trust in Neuvillette.
Neuvillette and Vautrin had a close relationship as superior and subordinate. Vautrin must have known that the Chief Justice would make an impartial judgment. Thus, the more resentment he displayed, the clearer it would be to those present that you were upholding justice. And to those who had been sitting on the fence, Vautrin's act was a very meaningful one.
Oh no, Neuvillette. Whenever Neuvillette like shows, because Neuvillette's like so, again, we talk about the strong presence, but you can tell he's like so like we see now he shows his emotions with the rain, but like sometimes it feels like it's like I just want him to like let it all out.
That's all from me. Does anyone else have anything to say? Now's your chance.
I don't have anything to say, apart from expressing my gratitude, that is. Well then, let us head back. No need to see us off.
Just a really cool interaction as well, right?
Please, take care.
No, you take care, honestly. An amazing story quest so far. Holy hell. Oh, we're walking through the...
That trial
oh my god.
is something I rarely bring up in conversation, but I have always felt deep regret for what happened to both Carole and Vautrin.
Of course.
The words he spoke in court often replay in my mind, as if urging me on to do something.
Oh my god.
But Risley said he never resented you, right? Isn't that a good thing?
I believe I now understand what he wanted to tell me.
My heart is stopping.
I feel conflicted about those words. How should I describe it? Surprise, relief, fear, and regret. But this blend of emotions has led me to finally understand some things. I would like to hear your thoughts too.
Yeah?
What do you think of me?
Paimon agrees with everything Risley said.
Yeah, 100%. You've worked so hard.
As Chief Justice, every single one of your trials makes an impact on Fontaine. What do you think, Traveler? Hey, any comments?
What I really think is...
Every time they have Zach's voice in this, it's just...
Every trial you've ever judged has left its impression on you.
Oh my god.
And that's what makes you who you are today.
Hearing Zach say this as well. As the Hydra Dragon Sovereign, Neuvillette still thinks himself as an outsider due to his identity, yeah. But so much time has passed since then. Perhaps the lines between him and humans have long since blurred.
That is indeed a reasonable assumption.
Yeah. Oh my god.
As I said, I find it difficult to express my emotions because I cannot fully understand myself.
Right.
But I trust your judgment. Since some time ago, I have begun to notice the changes that have occurred upon my person.
Yeah?
These changes were not due to any specific occurrence, but emerged as a result of time itself. I will try to contemplate this further. Thank you both.
To get an appreciation from him as well. Like, man, it's such an interesting story because, like, there's so much to talk about after this, but like the crux of it is literally like, you know, Neuvillette's love for Fontaine and how it's loving him back as well, but also like at the same time, obviously there's stuff with the Melusines as well, the Melusines, and it was so sad. It was so like, is that the end? We're getting a cutscene. Oh no!
Oh no! Paimon forgot to bring an umbrella! Come on, let's hurry!
Oh, he's feeling it. Oh, we run. Look at the little run we do. He's feeling, no, we need to be around him. Incredible. That one drop of water. Oh, look. Oh, he's so beautiful. Oh my god. So that was the day. Was that the day it happened?
It's raining again.
Oh my god.
Enough of this weather.
There go my travel plans.
That's so, oh my god, I'm feeling so many things.
Did you read the news this morning? Quick, put away everything on the clothesline.
When is this rain going to stop?
He just walk.
Hydro dragon, don't cry!
What the hell? Why would they do that? That's what,
They're planning to reanimate the monster.
That's what they...
We have to report this to the Chief Justice.
Remember at the start of our first Archon quest, when we met Fremine and all, and we shouted this to the sky?
The fortress
Wisely.
Millipede. It's a good place for me.
That's what the first Archon quest, that's what we shouted to this guy, and it's like... Navia. They're showing all the times
He owes me so many answers.
all the impact he's had on Fontaine.
Nervillette? You could say he's the real symbol of Fontaine's justice.
Watch him closely. He could be trouble.
I'm devastated. I am devastated.
How can two completely different species possibly coexist?
Oh, himself.
Who's been threatening Melusines? Show yourself!
Get him! Yes!
You will see much in the human world, from the delightful to the depressing. And one day, when you have dwelt among humanity long enough, you will be placed to bring judgment over all as a spokesperson for Fontaine's past.
Good morning, Monsieur Neuvillette. The rainy season's almost over. The skies are supposed to clear in a few days.
I hope you find time to enjoy the sunny days ahead.
Why are they doing this to me? Why are they doing this to me? The impact that this man has had on this place. You're no outsider. Guys made the connection. It was raining. And look, oh my god, he's... He looked at us and smiled and then walked with us. That's such a high praise. That's the highest praise I've ever gotten from anyone in Genshin. Oh, I can't right now.
Is the matter resolved?
Like, when I say high praise, it's the fact that he was looking at... that he's looking at... I'm sorry. He looked at us as soon as he came out of that vision. And it's almost like we were the thing that like made him happy in those moments. The sun's just like the sun shined with his old friends. They shined with us again as well. They loved him even as they left this world. Vautrin and... I can't. I'm sorry I can't. Even as after they left this world, Vautrin and Carole loved him so much, and Fontaine loves him. He's no longer an outsider.
Yep, we found the person who sent that threatening letter.
I'm destroyed.
Wesley said he'd keep a close eye on him, so the Melusines should be safe now.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Oh, I love you, Navia, so much.
Sorry for dragging you all.
Oh, look at again, like what Risey said. Look how many people came to help.
There's no need to apologize.
Yeah, you didn't drag us in. We got involved of our own accord.
True.
By the way, where's Kiara?
Oh yeah, is Kiara doing okay?
At the Palais Mermonia. More than 50 people offered to protect her.
What?
Some even hid within the bushes to look out for danger.
That's crazy. I love Fontaine so much now. I've had so much hate in my heart for the people of Fontaine in the past, and now here I am, like I would die for them.
I was worried that the excess of protection would make her feel uneasy, so I asked her to stay inside the palais. It's very safe in there.
Oh.
What a relief. Well, now it looks like the dust has finally settled. To celebrate this joyous occasion, Monsieur Navia, would you be interested in an exclusive interview?
He would.
That's not how you celebrate.
I will consider.
Yeah, look, there you go.
Really?
Look at this. Because he probably feels more part of Fontaine. He probably feels like he can take a break to do this, right?
Of course. My schedule is full.
The voice, of course. Did you say of course?
I should be available next
He
month.
said of course, like he was talking. You know when you talk to your friends, of course, you know? Like that's such a different thing for Nouvellette.
Come up with questions during the intervening days, and I will answer them to the best of my ability.
That is so incredible. This has been so incredible. She's gonna die.
Yes! Thank you so much, Monsieur.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I must head back to the Palais and issue a communique.
Oh my god, I wish you could. I know it's him. He understands this is him. I understand this is him, but I wish you could just take a break. But I think that's like what he sees. He sees the work he's done. He can be so proud of his work now.
I hope it will assuage the concerns of all.
So I was going to talk about some stuff that happened there, but I'm going to leave it for the end of this because I had to go, first of all, go get a tissue. I was in bits. Yeah, we'll talk about everything that happened there as well. It's such an impactful moment for this game. It really is. I think this is like the most emotional I've been in a story quest over, you know, a mad amount of time here. Oh. Oh, she's sleeping.
Kiara?
Oh my god, the softness in his voice.
Monsieur Neuvillette? Sorry, I accidentally fell asleep.
It's quite all right. I'm here to tell you that we have caught the sender of that threatening letter. You're safe now.
Thank you, Monsieur. And thank you too, Traveler.
I can't. Big Sis Paimon.
Everyone's been so nice to me, so I've always felt really safe.
So sweet.
Do you remember Domenico? He was the sender of that letter.
Let me think. I can't remember. My memory isn't that good, so I easily forget things. By the way, I saw Carole in my dreams just now. Where's she gone, by the way? I haven't seen her in a long time.
What the hell?
In my dream, she looked really happy. She held my hand and said,
So does she not know about this?
Our dreams have finally
Because she came here 400 years ago. Again, our dreams have finally come true.
I can't remember what our dreams were anymore, and I don't know why. But I felt really happy too.
I can sense your joy. It is indeed a delightful moment.
Monsieur Neuvillette, are you happy too? Oh, I almost forgot. Am I allowed to go out now?
Oh.
I promised to model for Alof.
Of course. Off you go.
He adores Kiara.
And Big Sis Paimon?
Oh my god, you're so sweet.
See you next time.
And he's so soft as well. He's a big soft boy. So that like almost smile on his face as well. What? In what world is that the end?
I really can't fathom what goes on in her head sometimes.
Sorry if this is just a little disjointed, guys, today, you know, especially after that scene that just happened there. Like, there's no, like, I had to go get a tissue. I was messy. Like I would not have been able to focus. Whatever was happening next, I would not have been able to focus on the last part. And I don't think anyone wants that. If my face was full of, like, usually I just like let it go. You know what I mean? But like, since they gave me a little bit of a break, I was like, okay, let's recoup our feelings a little bit, so we can talk to you guys about everything that happened in this. So I you know, I was able to grab a tissue, was able to calm down quite a bit as well, and like, you know, yeah. Honestly, like, if I'm talking about like this whole quest as a whole, I think that one of the most interesting things about this is that they laid out every single thing in front of us about the history of Neuvillette and the Melusines, but also, like, you know, left no room for like interpretation this time of how to feel about this. There's clearly a right and there's clearly a wrong in this. The people who were prejudiced were wrong. They were wrong from the start. There was no other way to look at it. And what they did was horrible. And they did it over their own prejudice. Is there a letter on the table? Oh, it's the letter. Personal reasons. Oh, me, oh my. Has our Chief Justice finally come to his senses? Farina, if I told you once, I told you 1,000 times, you follow my example and go out more often. You need to get to know your people better. Even if something unfortunate happens, you'll still run into lots of unique characters along the way. What do you think? The human world isn't so bad now, is it? Oh my god, she read him like a book. She read that boy like a book. She read it like a book. I don't know, like, what else there is to really say about this, other than that Neuvillette went on a journey here that was about self-reflection and accepting his past, but also we got to see how far Fontaine has come and how once it was a horrible place for Melusines to live here, and they were horrible people. There's no other way of looking at it. There's no excuse for it. There's not one bit of an excuse. And I thought the ending was so, like, well written, where it's like the ending is not like this big boom or big crash. It's literally like, hey, everything is like, how do I say it? It's not a big boom, it's not a big crash. It's like everything is about the past, like, and how it's affected, and how over the years Neuvillette has affected the present just by being so good at his job. And it honestly puts into context stuff with Childs and also with Vautrin as well. Those two things mean that people trust him so much, and he can only see it now. Imagine 400 years of not thinking anyone really truly trusted you or saw you as a part of Fontaine, and they finally see that now. This was a heartbreaking story, such a sad story. I'm gonna go, guys, now and, like, relax after this, because this was really, really tough. I'm sorry if there was a few weird cuts here as well in the video. They're either due to sadness or some other stuff that happens. I mentioned before, I live on a noisy street. Genshin also, like, doles out quests in weird ways too. So I hope you guys understand that too. I'm definitely always, like, you know, trying my best with this stuff as well. But I appreciate the absolute heck out of everyone. I went to God Tissue and was able to, like, calm down a tiny bit, which is good, because I could actually talk to you guys at the end of this, while also feeling those emotions that we felt. The rain as well, you know, that scene at the start was exactly, remember we were shouting it to the sky, the, you know, don't cry was a thing that's been a thing in Fontaine, and the kids doing it, like, broke my freaking heart. It makes so much sense for our kids to be doing that, and the fact that it's built up for so long and this is the conclusion of that, or the culmination of that. I super appreciate all of you. I thank you so much for always coming along with these journeys, and I'm going to say thank you so much. I'm trying to think, is there anything I should say from this? The hatred for the Melusines is bad. Neuvillette doubted himself, and we saw how much people cared about him, whether it was Navia, like, growing to care about him, and we saw how much, in that cutscene, we saw how much he impacted everyone's lives as he went forward. Like, sending Wriothesley to prison was the best thing that ever happened to him. Navia, you know, having a relationship now is another great thing that's happening for her. Clorinde has so much respect for him. Charlotte, like, is going to get an interview with him. He has impacted so many people's lives, and especially with the Melusines, Museum. It's all so amazing. It really is. Thank you so much to Never Gonna Pay the Baby Gangster here on Patreon. Thank you so much to Tyfire2, JB Bull, Johnny the Banana, The Ghost of Inazuma, Felicius Felix, Yuled, Radish Anusta, Malcolm Hunde, Death Trap, Lynx Markey, Assassin, Alpaca Juice, Ali, and Xander whatever. And I'll see you all so soon. Bye-bye. Let's do the thing. In the office, could you imagine?